Hello everyone. Welcome. We are here with Dennis from YouTube Freedom Outdoors, and we're doing a co-streaming. So that means that whoever's chat you're in, we can read both of them, and we're going to give you a little presentation of some tips and tricks for Halloween. So how's everyone doing? And let us know in the chat where you are from. Yeah. And then so I'm Karen Cole from Legal Minded Friends, and my channel is for legal information, and I try to give a visual to legal laws and true cases, true crime cases, and things you may not know. So Dennis, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. I am Dennis Desmond, a retired NYPD detective, as well as a 9/11 first responder. Welcome to Gadsden Freedom Outdoors, and joining me, my co-host, Karen Cole, tonight. We're going to talk about Halloween, give you guys some tricks, some tips how to keep yourself safe and the little ones, and some things to look for while you're out and about collecting candy with your little ones. And for those that don't know me, my channel is about everything outdoors, from hunting, fishing, guns, cooking, grilling, smoking. There's so many different things. I don't know what else I'm missing. All right, guys.
Yeah. You
I
had
hope
a
you
really
enjoy the
good
show.
stream on lobster, cooking lobster the other day. That was really good.
Well, am in Florida, so right next to the Gulf Coast. So I got to cook, some seafood here for everybody. I appreciate all of yous in chat so far.
Yeah, I said, "Where's the steak?"
I,
Steak and
steak,
lobster.
it's kind of boring. I love steak, but I gotta cook some. I don't want to say exotic things, but I
Yeah,
gotta cook some seafood.
excellent. Well, here's
There's
Yellow
Gene with
Brick
his
Road.
yellow shirt.
Yeah. Now he was going to try to join us, but he is in a remote area where it's very little internet. So, and
Shall
we
we
can
say undisclosed location?
yeah, undisclosed location. So we'll say hi to everyone after, and we'll chat with everyone so that we can do the little presentation. And then that way, when the replay viewers watch, they do not have to, uh, they can leave their comments and stuff. So,
Okay.
okay. So I'll let you take over, Dennis.
All right. Well, tomorrow. Well, Robbie's here, so he already said that it's Halloween for him over in Australia.
Oh, wow.
So if you're out, just looking at the time here. All right. So you should be out with your little ones. Some of the things I like to tell. Well, when I took my kids out, was to keep them together in a group. We have that little tip: get the kids together. You can call them the zombie group, so they can have some fun with it as well. As far as being a parent,
We've got banners for that. We've got little banners that we can show.
there we go. I got it.
Yeah.
Try and stay on top of it.
Yeah. So this is a really good safety tip, isn't it? I mean, I really like this idea.
It is, because coming from law enforcement, most crimes, I got to talk real here.
Mhm.
Most crimes occur when there's a child by himself, or one or two children. Somebody
Vulnerability.
that's exactly, I'm not going to use the term, but the bad guy, evil, is going to look for that stray.
Mm.
If you got a group of children, they're going to start looking somewhere else. With the parents being there as well with the group of children, you know, it makes it a safer environment for the children. You know, staying in a group, and that one little kid, I've seen it before. I'm sure everybody has, that wants to run past everybody to get the first piece of candy. That's
Mm.
where it becomes a problem. And so staying in that group and the older kids looking out for the little ones, it's hard. They're kids, they want candy, they want to run around. But unfortunately, the day we live in, there's a lot of evil roaming around.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely a good safety tip. And for the kids, you tell them it's a zombie pack so that they're a bit more
Yeah.
excited about staying together.
They can make it, you can make it fun for them. Who wants to stand there and hold your little sister or your little brother's hand? You make it fun, and then they look at it as a game.
Yeah, yeah, that's a really good idea. And yeah, you can go on with the next one.
All right, let's throw this banner up there. Now, you brought this up, Karen. Some type, glow bracelets. We all know from back in the day in the clubs or the bars, you had the glow bands. Same thing with the kids. If you keep it on, if you have, pick a specific color for your children. So it's
Hmm.
easy to pick out in case there's other kids that have, the bands on as well.
Yeah.
Or a little trick is reflective tape. You put it on the back of them. The kids won't realize that you did it. So you can actually keep an eye when they're running up to a door.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, I never thought of that one to put it um, on their jackets themselves, isn't it?
yeah,
Now,
because
what's
I mean,
yeah? Go on.
when I
Sorry.
was a kid, I didn't want nothing stuck on me. So if you stick on their back, they really might not know. And if you have a flashlight, you can kind of see where your kids are. So
Yeah,
it's
that
kind of a
that was the
sneaky
other
move
thing
by the
I heard.
parents.
Yeah, that the other thing I heard too is the little buckets that they can carry. You can put little flashlights in those as well, so that they flash around when they're walking. Because a lot of times it's like it's being aware of them on the street. Because a lot of
Yep.
times if they see a door closed, actually that's a good time to bring up this one about in England there are people will use signs. Um, don't know if we've got that screen. We've got that screen, I think. Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah, so they've made up posters that you can use. So if you're not going to be doing any trick or treats, you can say either welcome, we're going to have some trick or treats, or you can say, no, we're not doing them. So what happens is the kids might end up crossing the street because they'll see another light of the house on. So
Yep.
they'll want to run quickly to that one. And
I don't want to call myself a Scrooge, but because of my dogs, I try not to leave my outside lights on. So hopefully the kids will kind of skip the house. My dogs go crazy. And
oh yeah.
I don't want to have no problems opening the door. That's another good thing is to look for the houses that have the lights on.
Yeah, that
That's
is
usually a
good.
sign somebody's home or they're waiting for the trick or treaters to come. Plus, it's easier for you to see where your kids are running off if somebody has lights along their driveway or entryway.
Hmm. And that's
Yeah,
another good point because we've got a safety tip on the driveway, don't we? About where to put your candies and stuff like that, your treats.
cool. I mean, when it comes to like candy, I remember when I was little, you used to get apples, you used to get fruit all the time. But it was always the warning. I remember my mother and father telling me, "Don't eat the apples. People put
Mm.
razors in the apples." It was a horrifying thing. A little kid thinking about a razor being in an apple. You know, or certain type of candies just throw out any type of like raisins and fruit. You know,
Yeah, because that's
my
another to not eat the candies while they're walking, to wait so that parents
there
can
it
check
is.
them. Oh, there it is.
Couldn't
Yeah.
find it.
Ah, we're
I'll get
the
the
two.
hang of this.
Pardon?
I'll get the hang of doing all the banners.
Yeah. Yeah, we thought the banners would be good so that you can, while we're talking about that particular subject, you can see them there. Because that's one of the things the kids might just want to eat something while they're walking.
Yep.
and share with each other. Say, oh, I got this chocolate. I don't like chocolate. Can I have your jelly beans? Whatever the case may be. And it's about parents making sure that none of the packaging is opened and knowing where you've got things from as well, which house.
Yeah, I mean, the last time I took my kids, my daughter's 22, my son's 23, so it's been a few years. But
Yeah.
they would get a half a bag of candy the whole night. But I remember when I was a kid, we would have to go home and get a new shopping bag.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Well, we use
we were filling
pillowcases.
up. Yes, well, that was the shaving cream and everything else back in the day, but
Yeah.
but we got so much candy. I remember as a kid, and now it's like I don't know if it's the inflation and people are just not participating. But the only thing I could say
Yeah.
is, like you said, kids want to eat the candy. They're sneaking a piece of candy, walking away from the house. You know, you kind of got to step in and be the bad guy and check the candy.
Yeah.
It could be the sweetest old couple in the world, but or it's not going to happen to me. But we see how that happens in today's world. It
And the,
happens, and
yeah. And the other thing is to mind, like if there's been new people moving into a property,
yeah,
you've got a really good safety tip for that.
I'm on
Yeah.
it. I got it this time. So I mean, we all tell our kids to stay away from strangers, not talk to strangers. But to me, this is very important because, like you said, you got a new neighbor or someone that doesn't interact in the neighborhood, but they got the lights on. You just don't know the person.
Yeah.
It's a house that you want to walk up to with your children, or make sure they're in a group where you can visually see them walking up to the door and the person at the door.
Yeah.
You know, evil has a way of doing what they want to do. So if they can trick a kid in, naive child, let's say the bowl of candy in the house, like,
Mm,
come on, come in and pick a piece of candy, and you're not
mm,
paying attention, you're not going to know.
yeah.
You know, I mean, some of
Yeah.
these, and we had an incident here in Tampa 2 nights ago. It was a 14-year-old child that got killed
What?
in a shooting. 14 years old at 3 o'clock in the morning, hanging out at a club. And the only reason why I bring that up is 14 years old, not being
Wow.
supervised at a club.
Wow.
So
That's
that's why I'm
shocking.
bringing that up, because of the age.
Yeah.
It's
And
this,
in America, there is a registered list, isn't there, for
we
people?
have every sexual offender has to be registered in the U.S. And I'm almost positive, Scott, correct me if I'm wrong. Every
Mhm.
state has this. I believe it's a federal law.
Oh,
Florida is very well. Our sheriff's department, where I live, post it weekly, and any new person gets posted on Facebook and other social medias.
yeah.
That's another thing as a parent, to be aware of who's in your neighborhood, who's your neighbors.
Mm,
I mean, I'm beyond the point of it will not happen to me. And I'm going to bring this up because my channel is about Pro 2A, our Second Amendment. And a lot of people that are in the chat have watched the videos, and I talk about firearm safety.
hmm
You're outside at night with kids running all over the place. You're walking up to strangers' doors. If you are a concealed carry license holder, I highly recommend it, being from retired law enforcement, to have a peace of mind while you're out with your children. A firearm is to protect yourself and your family. And I don't want to bring it up with Halloween, but it is an important factor when you're protecting yourself and your children. If you're trained and a responsible gun owner, I would recommend it, because evil will happen anywhere.
mm,
You know, I didn't want to bring it up, but I'm very passionate about it. And being a parent, and I know We have some people in chat that I've talked to and made comments, and their parents, and they protect their family. You
Yeah.
need to be more cautious because you're around children and other people.
And that's the
So
other thing I was gonna say from a legal point of view. If you impersonate a police officer, obviously that's against the law and no matter where you are. So what you wanna do is from the other side of it, you wanna make sure if anybody approaches you and make sure you see their warrant card, you ask for identification, um, because people can dress up as police officers. What is illegal is if they impersonate a police officer, and there's kind of a fine line to that. So if they try to pretend like they're going to arrest you or that they say they're a police officer, so I think that's another thing to be really mindful of. Is
excuse me.
Yeah, and we've got a question from Cheryl here. I'll show her. She says, "Do we celebrate Halloween in the UK?" And yes, they do celebrate. That's where I got the signs from. It's from the police departments here. They ask if if you don't want to do anything, then put a sign up. Again, shut your door or your lights to make sure. But we did have another roller, didn't we, about where you should try to keep your candies, because we don't want people like being afraid, like kids, especially if somebody says, "Oh, come on in here, I've got something really scary to show you." I mean, so you want to make sure you don't, you know,
We,
yeah.
well, I put this one up. I think I changed the wording when we talked about it. So what I mean by a safe word, when I was working with NYPD and some of the units I worked with, we had certain words we would use so the individual would not know what we were talking about.
Hmm.
And it's the same thing going with your kids or even your family, your spouses, actually anybody in your household. Because God forbid something happens. I don't know if you say the word dog, I know somebody's breaking in.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to practice and teach your kids to have a safe word or an emergency word because nobody's going to know what you're talking about. It could be if they say, a color or something wrong,
Hmm.
use a certain word that nobody's going to know what it is. If you hear your child or family member yell that word, then you know there's some type of danger. You can
Yeah.
act appropriately to it. Yeah. So with my
Yeah.
kids, I don't cut you off. Like with my
Oh
kids,
no.
they're older
Yeah.
and they know if I say a certain thing or if I give them a certain look, there's something wrong. I think it's important to teach children, certain things like that because a lot of children are scared to say something bad happen. But if you have like a
Mhm.
safe word, it makes it easier instead of trying to push a situation. So if you're out in the street with a bunch of kids yelling and running door to door, if you hear that certain word, now
Oh, that's
the spidey senses go off to look.
yeah. And they say something like, call my brother if they don't have a brother, right? Where's my brother? Where's my brother? Something that they don't have. That would be like a safe word is something that only you and the child would know what it means. Because if your child's screaming, you know, you're not my mom or you're not my brother, and that dad's come with them, or they don't have an older brother, then those are what kind of safe words are.
Right. Well, I'll give you an example. And the only reason why I'm giving an example is because my unit is no longer in existence. So we used to use the word hot lunch, and hot lunch meant there's a firearm involved in the situation.
Hmm.
Nobody would know what we were talking about. Maybe we were going to get lunch or dinner. And 99.9% of the time, it worked for us because, you just say, hey, Mike, John, you want to go get some hot lunch? You don't know what we're talking about.
Mm,
Something like that. It's normal, but in the right situation, it has a certain meaning. Like you're out trick or treating. Mom, can we have waffles for dinner or something like that?
yeah.
Something that's normal but out of place would be
It's
the right
out
way
of
to say it.
place. Yeah. That's the best way to look at it, is out of
Yes,
place. And there is the 5, I've got a video up, and doing this, it means you need help,
it's right.
okay?
I think,
So if
isn't
you
it?
do,
Yeah,
yeah, oh, no, it is what is it? I don't even know, oh my god. See,
I
that's the
think
thing,
it's
you can go
this.
practice it, and a police officer in, where was it, Texas or Florida? He saw this on the highway, a girl doing this in
I
a
believe
in a yeah,
it,
and he
it
was
was
able
another
to.
passerby. I believe it was in Canada.
Oh,
A husband and wife was driving, and they seen a girl leaning against the
yeah,
window, just doing this motion.
yeah,
They call 911, and they follow the car, and it was a kidnapping.
wow, yeah, yeah. It's and sorry, Lexi, that you didn't get the link. I don't know what's happening with links. We're all in the same boat. Half of us don't
Oh,
get links.
Lexi.
Lexi.
Yeah, see, hold on, I got to put Scott's up.
I'll let you take over for a minute.
No, it's fine. I'm talking. You're over here pressing, talking and filling in everybody's comments.
Yeah,
You get me going,
yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah,
But see,
because for
like
the
here's Scott.
replay viewers, it's good to have the comments on there.
Yes.
So when we mention something, they'll know what we're on about. Um,
Oh,
and we did
Robbie, I'm
have
going to get to
another
you in a
one. The
second.
one, did you write the one down where to put your candies away from your door so that the kids don't really have to go straight? Is there a screenshot?
I didn't make a banner for it, but I know what you're
Oh,
talking
okay. But
about.
what's that about? Because our houses
I,
are like, my street is literally right in front of our house. So we
I'm going
don't
to
have
answer Scott real quick. So, Scott,
okay,
I'm going to
where's
throw you under
Scott?
the bus. He's a retired NYPD detective as well.
Oh, okay.
This was their word they used. So,
Oh,
like each unit or each group will come up with a word. Like my unit and my word's been in use since 1970s,
wow.
and they just
Yeah.
disbanded my unit a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So what Karen is talking about with the candy is more towards if you're the one giving out candy. If you're home and you're gonna give out candy to children, turn your lights on. It's gonna make the families, the children feel safer. But also set up, some chairs, a table out, even in your garage or in your driveway in front of your house. And the
That's
reason
a
for this
safer house.
is it's safer for you giving out candy. It's a lot safer for the families and children.
Mm,
You know, be- we all know a 5, all right, a 6, 7 year old, they're going to take off to the next house. They get their candy, it's in their bag. They're running across the lawn and they're to the next doorbell.
yeah.
But like in my neighborhood, a lot of people sit in their driveways handing out candy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a safer situation for everybody because if somebody's going to try and take a kid, well, now you're in front of your house and you got to try and get inside with nobody seeing you.
Mm,
It's a safer environment, and for the kid, you have kids that are shy that don't want to go up to the door. Mom and dad has to hold their hand and walk them up, and say trick or treat and tell the kid to say thank you.
yeah.
With being in front of your house, it makes it a little bit more easier for the
Yeah.
kids themselves, especially the shy ones.
Mm. And we did see that with try to have some different candies, like, so if the child is diabetic or something, and you can ask the child, are you, diet, can you eat sugar or something like that, just to make sure, you know uh because there are lots of different, yeah, well, I don't even know, do they send them out for candies if they've got
No, I
sugar?
mean, it's been quite a few years for me. I mean, I remember getting the little bags like we talked about, but they would have pennies or
Yeah,
nickels or dimes in them, people giving
yeah,
change.
yeah, we should probably tell everybody what we talked about, because In my day, what I did was I bought these, the ones that the kids go to school with, a little baggie, and they
Yep.
have their parties, and it's like a little party bag, and so you stuff different things in it. And I think that's what she was saying. You put money, or I mean, that's what I started doing recently, just putting like a 20p and just using that, because I found that I would buy all these candies and I get like 3 kids to the door, and I'm the one who ate them all. It's like,
Well, I remember we would get so much candy, but my mother would put a big bowl on the kitchen table, and
yeah,
all of us. I'm the oldest of 5,
yeah.
so there would be mountains of candy, and my parents would sit there and go through piece by piece, or my father would be sitting there eating them. But it was like lollipops went into the garbage bag. Any fruit, boxes of raisins, they would all go in the garbage immediately. It wouldn't even be looked at.
So why do people even buy them if I did read this where it said some dentists. Now, I've never heard of this before, but I saw it that some dentists might give trade candy for cash. Now, I don't know whether that's it's like,
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of it, but that's what they said, so I don't know.
I mean, to me, the dentist would want the kids to eat candy so we can make money.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's awesome. If that's the case, I mean, that's save the cavities. Give $1, I guess.
Yeah. We do
Well,
have we do we have any more of those banners? And I'll take a
oh, let's see what we got. We got the zombie pack, the glow sticks or glow bands.
yeah.
Don't enter anybody's house. The safe word, and check all the candy. I think we went through all of them.
Yeah. So we've got a couple of tricks then that don't know if you want to show them.
Yeah, which one you want to start with?
Well, I think the house is a good one. We can let our guests, our viewers, vote in the chat if they think this is an AI, because Yellow Shirt Dad and I and Dennis joined our chat with Police Off the Cuff, and we talked about artificial intelligence. So here is a scary house, and we want you to decide in the chat, is this an AI house, or is this a real house? So see if you can see if
Sorry,
what
Karen.
put is it AI?
Well, let's put number 1 for an AI.
Okay.
Number 2 for a real house.
Okay. You got that, chat? So this is a trick this is a trick. It's not a tree. Okay. So put a 1.
It's kind of both. It's a trick or treat.
It's a trick. Oh, somebody's saying it's a 1. Oh, we've got lots of 1s coming up here. Can I show them? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yellow's your dad saying it's a 1. So you're just looking at the house to see if it's been created. Oh, Robbie says no. He thinks it's real.
Yeah.
Interesting. We got Lexi thinks it's a 1. Any more gonna guess? Oh, Henry. He thought it was there. Oh, wait, there. There. Any more? I hope I got every. Oh, they got another 2. So mostly 1s so far. So what do you think? Is that all the voters? Oh, we got environmental coffee. They're saying a 1. So what do you think?
We have.
How many? Who's
we got
winning?
Robbie and Samantha with 2, and everybody else with a 1.
Yeah. Okay. So shall we tell them what it is?
Oh, I suggest I recommend that you tell them, since this is.
It's a photo I took when I was in California. So if there's any Californians in the house, this was on a street in one of those bus tours that you get. And when I saw this house, I thought, oh my God, it looks scary. I'm going to take a picture of it. And then I obviously added the moon and the spider web and the little, what is the little guy underneath? He's like, it matches our, it matches our, what are they called? Those things at the bottom.
The spider web? Oh, the tombstone?
Tombstone. So I added a tombstone, but I don't know if you can see the tombstone unless we play it. So,
Uh,
can you see
I
this?
think
It's hard to see it, but yeah. So yes, that
it's
is a real house in California on one of the bus tours.
I thought it was an AI.
Yeah, he did too. Yeah.
All right. Let's see how I do this now.
Yeah, I
There we
know.
go.
It's like hard to see. Yeah. Hi, quarter host. Yeah, so that is shocking when I saw that house. And I did see the house that they used, for Home Alone and stuff, but the way the bus went by, it doesn't really take a great picture. So, but it wasn't anything to write home about. So it's a
There's
real house
Cheryl.
with Karen's touches. Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm glad we tricked everybody, because I think that's a pretty good trick. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I did load that photo up over a year ago for my Halloween tips. So I just didn't make it up for this. Here's my evidence.
Oh, that's right. You have a video up on it. So everybody
Yeah.
check out the video.
Yeah, but I realized on a short, people can't click the links and they can't even hardly read anything. So we're learning all the time on YouTube. And so we've got one more trick, and this is going to be something that everybody can do. I think it's quite cool. There, look. You put a silhouette behind your lampshade, and then when your light turns on, you will have a spooky, and you can obviously put different pictures in there if you want, different silhouettes. I love that. It's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I know the pictures you were showing earlier, cut out of a ghost or the moon.
Yeah.
And you get real technical and fancy, kind of cut out a witch, put it on the underside of the lamp.
I mean, when you think about how easy this is to do with children,
Yeah.
And it's quite cool to put something like that in their bedroom, or, I mean, I think it's something that they'll really like. And you can buy those lights that go on and off like that flicker. So that's our tricks. It's so cool. Yeah. So now we're just going to go to the chat and houses in Carmel, like Hansel and Gretel. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I like that.
Wait,
Now,
Robbie, you lived in the U.S.?
I think he's in Australia now, right?
Yes.
Robbie's in Australia.
It's like 16 hours ahead of us.
Now, I have seen.
Wow.
How many hours? 7 years.
Robbie, what are you, 15 or 16 hours ahead of us? Hi, Scratch and Pete.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Scratch and Pete. We've been on a few chats together. I don't know if I told if anybody's read some of my chats, but I got a message from YouTube that I had done my chat limit. I thought, what?
Okay.
because I'm chatting back and forth with people on their streams, and it said, "You've had your limit, lady." And I thought it can't be. And then the next time I went to chat, it said, "You have to wait 48 hours before you can chat again." And I thought, this is bizarre. And
Oh, is
we
that
did,
what you were talking about being blocked?
yeah, it blocked me. No, I could watch videos and I could like them, but I couldn't make a chat because, like we always say, leave a chat because then we know you've watched it, right? But obviously, I'd been on too many. And so Tuber Chat is somebody that we really like, and he's a Canadian that helps lots of YouTube channels like ours, just getting started and everything. And he was saying he has heard that if you do like 50 or more, you can get a notice from YouTube. So, because I thought I've never put anything bad in YouTube. I don't know why they would say that, right? I've never put any dodgy words or bad.
Well, I will tell you this. Well, Scott, Halloween is kind of hit or miss here. If you go south down like Sarasota, Venice area, it's all lit up. Christmas is the same way. Tampa,
Mm,
where I am in Hernando County on the West Coast, it's kind of hit or miss. You got some lights, but the, tomorrow night the streets will be loaded with kids because I don't live in a private community. It's
mm,
pretty much older retired people, but everybody comes here because they know it's supposedly safe.
mhm.
It's a safer neighborhood than going to the other side of town. I guess is the
Okay.
best way to say it.
Yeah.
So, like, what my channel being outdoors and pro Second Amendment and firearms and hunting, I've been talking to people. We're going to wind up having problems once we get monetized because we're going to have to, anything we do as far as hunting and firearms has to be done memberships only or
Mm,
membership link. So
yeah.
that's why we're starting to do a lot more cooking and different things so we
Yeah.
can keep providing content for everybody that's, enjoying it. I
And
know.
I do think too, um, you want to be really careful. Like, what's that guy's name that did the movie? He's the true story of, is it called 13 Hours? And he does safety as well. And the thing is, you don't
Okay.
want where you're located to be recognizable, right? I mean, it's your own safety as well, because if they know you've got storage and stuff like that, it's all the same, isn't it? It's like once you become well known, hey?
Well, I forget what do they call that? Swatting, I think. Is that what they used to call it?
Oh, I
I
don't
think it
know.
was called swatting. If I remember Ron talking about it a while ago, was swatting. Somebody would call up on a YouTuber and police would show up and raid the house. I think it's called swatting.
Yeah, it's
But yes and no because I've been training. I've been hunting since the age of 15. I am 52 now. So
yeah.
I have the experience and training with NYPD and so forth.
Mm,
You know, I'm cautious, I'm smart, and I continue to train myself,
hmm.
and that's why, like, when we do these videos, we're not thinking about what we're doing, we're thinking about what we can
Share.
educate somebody else
Yeah.
on. That's our whole goal. I think Brittany said in the other chat earlier that she cooked my chicken quesadillas for everybody. That's all I want. I want to see
Oh,
people
that's
smile
excellent.
and try a recipe.
Yeah.
I know, Cheryl and Lexi's here, Allison's in here. We've talked about certain things. I don't want to throw them under the bus. All three of
Mhm.
you know what we talked about,
Yeah.
but they've asked me questions. And if I didn't know the answer, I did the research to give them the correct answer to benefit them, and
Yeah.
even though it's everything outdoors, that's my whole goal is to educate and help somebody that has a question, doesn't know.
Mhm.
That's our goal, and to share our story because our journey eventually is going to end to a homestead in Texas.
Mm.
That's when it's going to get really fun. That's when you're going to
Yeah, and
see.
I think to give courses and stuff like that will be really, really good, like, defense courses and stuff like that.
We're both taking our course next year to be a firearm instructor, just to have that instructor license so that way we can go further with our videos. We can actually do
Oh,
the instructor expertise, experience
mhm.
advice. I mean, we can
Yeah,
actually do a live seminar
yeah.
to
Oh,
like
that'll be good.
pre-certify somebody.
Yeah.
It's just, I love doing these with you because I know the UK and the US with the laws when it comes to firearms is so different.
Well, it is
It's
different, but there are quite a few people who will apply for a firearm license. And I mean, I did a video on, the yellow flag law for, when the tragedy in
it
Maine.
happened in Maine.
But the difference, which I probably should have added to my video, but I wanted to keep it focused on Maine. But in England, we don't have that rule that whatever you tell your doctor is secret. It's like telling a priest. That's not the way it works here. If the police feel it's like, if the doctor or police feel that it's information that the police should know about, then they can break their confidentiality. And we're also putting a lot more money into the NHS, which is our hospital system, working with the police for when they release like people, and for so that the police are not like taking 999 or 911 calls that are specifically for mental health patients. So they're doing a lot of, and I'll try to do a video on that. I'm trying to understand what they've put in a lot of money, and this all came out a few months ago. So I'm trying to put it all together in my mind to see what they're actually doing, because it's a bit confusing. But yeah, going to see some changes with that, with health, mental health. Oh, you're off. We can't hear.
I'm talking to myself. I'm muting my mic. But it's the same thing. They're throwing all this money out. Okay, so the US, when something happens, everybody gets on TV and they throw a fit.
Mm,
And then the next day, well, we're
nothing.
going to do this, we're going to do this. And that's it.
Yeah.
Mental health is, I was going to, me and Bill will do, we got a whole video plan. We're going to go live so that, because I know there's going to be a lot of questions, but a firearm is a tool. The person is the weapon. I know we got off of Halloween, but you know, I've talked about the
But
firearms with Halloween, but
we did say the stream
all right,
will just naturally, so the replay viewers on the Halloween, but this is all important because this is, I mean, isn't what Halloween is all about, the craziness of, you know,
the worst day to be in law enforcement.
yeah.
Scott's going to get a thumbs up, or he's going to say something. I know it is New Year's Eve. If you've ever watched a war movie,
Mhm.
that's what New Year's Eve is like in New York City, and there is no exaggeration. I've sat in an unmarked patrol car in plain clothes, and it was like the 4th of July, like I was sitting in a Vietnam movie.
Wow.
I it's I can't even exaggerate. That's how it is. It's just it's
Yeah.
insane, but that's one of the things we say. A firearm is a tool. It's just like your
Mhm.
knife. It's just a pen or any instrument. The
Yeah.
person is the weapon because you can't cut a steak. A knife is
That's
not going
what
to cut a steak.
exactly Samantha is just saying, that, you know, uh,
Yes,
I mean, we've had people
mental health.
drive into schools here in
Yeah.
Wimbledon. And so what's to say? I mean, when you think of the highest time of the year where kids are out playing is
Yep.
Halloween, right?
Yeah.
And it's already dark at 5 o'clock here. Our time just went
Oh
back.
wow.
And when we were doing this stream, I said, "Oh yeah, we can do it." But then we realized it was an hour before I had thought because our time went back. So this is the highest. When at any other time of year are kids going to be out?
Yeah.
And so if you got crazy people, so I do think Halloween and the mentally ill and things like that do link up. And in my opinion, anyway, it's a dangerous time.
It is, so I said New Year's Eve, that and a full moon. You hear like rumors and comments. It is true. It
Was it
is
a full moon
100%.
on Saturday because somebody or Sunday? Because somebody was saying that they thought it was a full moon and the hospitals were going crazy.
It is the truth. Everybody jokes around. It is so true. I've
Mm,
seen, I could do a 5-hour show just on my experience.
yeah.
Just the craziness I've seen. That's why, like Duty Ron, Ed, and Scott to tell you, maybe one of these days we'll get Scott come on here. The things we've seen would shock the normal person,
Hmm.
but to us, it's like, I think war mindset is like, we know it can happen,
Yeah.
and trying to prepare ourselves, and that's another thing with me is trying to prepare somebody to get their mindset that, yeah, it can happen to me,
Yeah.
because most people are like, oh, it'll never happen. It's never going to happen. You know, I pray my condolence for every victim in Maine,
Mm.
but they said it to themselves. They said it. We never thought it
Oh,
would happen here.
yeah.
Look, look at 9/11. Nobody ever thought in a million years that would ever happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
The UK had those mass stabbings. You never think it would happen.
Yeah. And it's always somebody's neighbor, right? I mean, these these people are going to be somebody's neighbor or they're going to be your neighbor, right? So
Right. Yeah.
it's usually not too far away from home. What we found in criminology is that, within a 2-mile radius is where your victim and perpetrators are. I don't know if that's true for America, but yeah.
No, it is a perpetrator. I've closed one shooting case, but I know many other detectives that have closed them. The perpetrator comes back to the scene
Hmm.
because they want to see what the police know. It's
Wow.
true.
Yeah,
I mean, you hear these, TV shows, but it's true.
it's
You
true.
know, Gene is back. I seen him.
And in the Guy Fawkes. Yeah, when is Guy Fawkes? Isn't November 5th or something? It's a celebration in the UK where they make a representation of I think it was the Parliament buildings that were burned down to the ground. Maybe Samantha can help me. I can't remember, but it's
The
something like
name
that.
rings a
They
bell,
do
but
these big bonfires. I think it's November 5th, and oh,
that's this. I think the Vikings call it the solstice or something. It's a festival, right?
yeah, it's like a big, and everybody burns, like, has these great big fires. And what did she say? Oh, we got Amanda's always got really good jokes and good sayings. She's like, yeah, it is November 5th. She's saying yes. And my understanding, it was when Parliament buildings were burnt. And so it's a reminder, something. I would have to look it up. Um, and it's bigger than Halloween over
Huh.
here. Yes. Yeah. Sailors, too many.
That's interesting.
Oh,
What
okay.
wasn't
You
their
need to read
belief was
this.
like the Kraken and all that stuff on a full moon with sailors?
What? I never heard that.
Yeah, I've seen this. I'm a history buff, so like
Mhm.
little
Little. Yeah, I do too. I like this.
odd things kind of just like catch my eye, and I'll read up on them.
Hmm.
Oh wait, so the 5th of November is bigger than Halloween for us?
Oh,
Is that?
Yeah, that's what
That,
Samantha's
I
saying.
love that.
It's more celebrated. Um, yeah, it's
But it's more of a festival for you.
I wouldn't say it's more like people getting together in fields and, like gatherings and stuff like that. I don't know that they do, like, they wouldn't probably have chip trucks and things like that. Not to my knowledge. It's more like they go down to the local,
It almost
green.
sounds like all Thanksgiving. That's what it
No, but
almost
this
sounds
is
like. If
more like
it's
just people standing outside and they just have a big bonfire. At least I've only been to one. And I thought,
That
oh, this
sounds
is
like
gonna
one
be
of those solstice festivals. I think I'm saying it
yeah, it's
right.
almost like you can imagine, witches and everybody making spells, but it's just people partying in the middle of a green, and they've got a big bonfire, and everybody's just partying and having fun. Yeah,
I put this back up for Cheryl. In the
yeah.
UK,
Guy
that's what
folks.
November 5th is.
I can look up guy folks to see what it was. Just as
All
a
right, so we kind of got off track. We're kind of back into the spooky Halloween season. We're doing good.
yeah, guy folks. Okay. Yeah, it is from when Parliament was burned down. So they burnt down while they were fighting the Spanish.
Okay. Oh god, I just lost the word. My family originates from Southern Ireland, from
Oh,
Old
okay.
Cork. I
Oh,
just seen that she's from Northern Ireland.
yeah, she's in
So
Ireland right now.
my other account is retired Irish detective,
Oh,
but my
yeah. Did
family's
you
from
speak Irish or
Old
do you
Cork.
have an Irish accent? Can you?
I can't even fake one unless I'm drunk.
Same. I can do probably a Scottish one, but my Irish eyes are roving. Or is that Scottish? See, I don't know. Sorry.
No, that's an Irish song.
My Irish probably get a strike.
You
Yeah, but
can't because I'm Irish. You're
what we're
good.
saying yeah, what we're saying is any kind of groups, so it is linked to Halloween, any kind of groups, this is the time of year where you're gonna get most children out. No other time of year it's gonna be like that. Guy Fawkes is coming up, so for the UK, it's a lot of yeah, a lot of people
I just
out.
had to do that. It's
I'm
not
not
beer though. But no,
so
you're right.
it is the whole idea about keeping safe. It's not just about
Yes.
Halloween, it's about every event that you go to. We just heard, in a place that, two countries are at it, a lot of innocent people were in fields just partying, and we're going to be
Okay.
having that very soon. So, Halloween is very similar to, I mean, I don't know any other time of year where so many kids will be out playing and
I mean, with okay, so Halloween they're out kind of roaming. Listen, we know there's a lot of parents that go run, go get your candy. I'll be right here.
Mhm.
You know, you you want to be able to do that. You want to feel safe. You want your kids to feel safe. But unfortunately, we're not living in the greatest times. Our world has gone crazy,
Crazy. Yeah.
absolutely nuts. There's so much evil there, but the evil is showing itself.
Yeah.
So you just can't sit there with the other moms or dads and just talk it up. Somebody needs to be watching their kids.
Yeah.
Because if that not only paying attention to the houses, but another thing you need to watch out for, even if you're with a group of parents or a group of kids are together, you need to watch out who's standing on the corner. What car keeps circling the block? Yes, it could be a car circling watching the kids, but how long does it take for somebody to open a car door and pull a child in the car?
And
Less
the
than
thing
30
is to walk
seconds?
against traffic, like, so if traffic is coming like if traffic is coming this way, then you should be walking towards it so you can actually see them and jump out of the way. Whereas if you're walking with them, so what are your thoughts on that? I see a doubting.
It's kind of hard because if you're in New York City, if you're one of the five boroughs,
Mhm.
excuse me, that's where a lot of the New York attitude comes from, right? They're going to be the ones that are going to be beeping their horn at you, get out of the way, cursing you out.
Yeah.
Like, if you got the sidewalks, stay on the sidewalks. I think I seen Scott say that he doesn't have sidewalks. So then you walk onto people's lawns, but then you get the, not you, Karen, but the other Karens, get off my lawn. So
I want to change my name because of all this Karen stuff.
I'll say Casey or Karen Cole, not just Karen no more.
It's
The bottom line is it comes down to your kid's safety.
Hmm.
But you have to remember, whether you're a parent or not, your personal safety is more important, because if you can't keep yourself safe, you can't keep your kids safe.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, I don't know, because I mean, my daughter's like 37. So, but I think it was only when she was a little baby that we went out trick-or-treating, and we only went to people's houses that we knew,
Yes.
Just because you just never know who's out there. It's like, so
Gene.
we're gonna have some final thoughts, I think. And we'll see, because
Like a deer in headlight, Gene.
I always walk against traffic flow so I can see them coming. Yes, that's the way to do it, I think.
If people are paying attention when they drive, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? Because you would think
No,
someone is driving at you.
You're walking and the cars are coming this way.
Yeah.
you're on
So
the
if the
same.
person is driving is not paying attention and you're in the street.
Yeah, but
You
you
see
can
how-
at least see them coming up over the sidewalk and jump, hopefully.
But you see how different my mind works being retired law enforcement? It's just thinking, more than likely I seen it, and that's why my mind works. So I don't even know how to say it. I think
my
outside the
cousin-
box.
Yeah, my cousin in Ontario was OPP, and she's retired now as well. But her first day on the job, I hope she doesn't mind me telling this story. She found out that her partner that she was going to be partnered up with had been hit by a car when her partner had gone out jogging. So that's my thing, is that, there's going to be lots of people on the street. Halloween is, and especially because of it's so dark out, I mean, why don't they have Halloween in the summer months when it's still light? But I guess it's all about spooky and scary, and it's good for kids too, in a way, isn't it? It's fun.
I think it was during COVID. I had kids at my house at 2:00 in the afternoon. And I was like, who's ringing my bell at 2:00 in the afternoon? Not thinking, here's some wise ass parent. Oh, we're going to go trick or treating at 2:00 in the afternoon. But you're right, because a lot of crime does happen at night.
Yeah.
So you said OPP. I'm thinking about the rap group back from the 90s.
Oh yeah. Well, this is
what is it? Other people. I can't say it. Never mind.
Yeah, but these are OPP are the ones that will be on the highways and stuff like that.
Okay.
So they're the provincial police. So where you get motorways, let's say anything that doesn't fall within a city or a county limit, it's kind of, that's who they patrol.
Okay, wait. So you're talking about Canada, Ontario.
Yeah, Ontario provincial police, OPPs, not the Mounties. The Mounties.
I thought you were talking the UK. That's why I was like,
no, we've hey, keep up, keep up with the chat.
All right, better slow down.
You better, no. So Canada has Mountie police, and they're the ones that you see on the horses and the red jackets.
The red jackets, right.
And in Canada, a police officer, they have a red stripe down their leg. And that means that they're one of the highest authorities, like arresting authorities. Okay. So, that's how you know. So normally the Mounties were in the more of the territories, and they did a lot of I guess you could say special forces kind of stuff, like special investigations and stuff like that need to be done. So that's what they do. And then the OPP is more like on the highways or in anything that happens and they
Right.
need.
So they're like the American version of the state police.
Yes, I
Okay.
think so. Yeah, yeah. Ontario is so big and the same because you've got statewide, don't you? Statewide police.
Well, so in New York we have NYPD, which is the five boroughs. Oh, I just
Oh, okay.
and
Wait a
then
minute. Explain that again, because I was talking about this with Joey. So you've got five boroughs. Is that like, are they? That's New York State
it
that has five,
that's
or
New
just New
York's
York
New
City?
York City. New York City is made up of Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx, Staten
Mm,
Island. Scott,
okay.
help me out.
I don't know.
Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Island, Manhattan. There we go.
Oh, and
Uh,
Long Island, do they get one?
Long Island is actually separate. They're not
Oh,
part of New York City. So that's
oh,
where you have Nassau County and Suffolk County.
yeah,
So then you have New York State Police that covers the entire state. Then to get more confusing, you have upstate New York, which every county and town has their own police department,
yeah.
and which New York State Police also covers.
So who takes charge? Because in England, it's whoever's on scene first basically takes charge, and then they move it up the ranks. So if you called the police and you're calling the city and they send a city policeman, they take charge, and then they would probably hand it over to specialists if they need. Well, you could have specialist police, like if it is a violent scene, then they would have that as well. So there's
Well,
like,
the specialist police in New York City would be us detectives.
yeah,
So we
it's
are
not
the
every.
ones that handle all investigations or crime scenes or so a patrol officer makes a report. Hopefully the sergeant is good enough to either say it's no good or he brings it up to the squad.
Yeah,
And then but NYPD is just they handle the five boroughs. They don't have jurisdiction out.
because I
But we
do think
go
it's really interesting because the police here, I just saw a post by the police about not impersonating a police officer and being careful. And I do think it warrants knowing how to tell if somebody is a police officer, because police officers have, um, what is it called? Epaulets, and they will have numbers on there, and that should coincide with their badge, shouldn't they?
well
You guys have all that?
no. So NYPD, what we do is I was gonna look to see if I had a picture of myself. So on our collars, we'll have our precinct or unit or command numbers. So I worked in
So
the 6-7.
yours aren't on there on
No,
your epaulets. So the same would be true in England. You get epaulets, like they're the little things, like
no.
you see them where the army has, the navy has them, don't they?
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's where you'll see the number for in England and
Okay.
in America. If you can find that picture, that'd be great. You will find them on their neck, on their collar. I'm picturing it now. Now that makes sense. So if you're in trouble, especially if you need the police, because I would imagine on Halloween they put a lot more police presence in areas that are more known to be dangerous.
Um, in certain towns they would have more patrol officers or more state police or highway patrol officers.
Hmm.
That's I've been in Florida 13 years, so New York's kind of changed. Um, when I lived in Queens, there wasn't extra cops on the street.
Mm.
So it's kind of maybe in the small towns or counties they might do it. They might have a patrol officer directing traffic, but I really don't see that too much.
Yeah, what we
I'm just
find
looking.
too is that people from, let's say, lower income areas will go into higher income areas because they know there's better candies and there's better so they actually get driven to those areas, right?
Yeah, I mean, that happens to the point where I'll take my kids to a private community
Hmm.
because I know it's a community of all the houses there instead of walking different blocks here in Florida.
Yeah,
Like in New York and Queens, we just used to walk up and down the blocks until we got tired.
there's your answer. Manhattan.
Yeah, I left
We're going to
Manhattan
do a
out. I'm not a
test.
Manhattan.
We're going to do a test at the end to see how many five boroughs. So in the UK, what we have is we don't have a state. We have counties. Okay. And that's what Canada has as well. So we have counties.
Right. I'm trying to find a picture.
Yeah. In provinces, right? So whereas you guys have states, we have provinces, but in England, we have counties and districts and cities. And a city normally you get a city status if you've got a like I want to say a cathedral. So you'll find,
Okay.
they will get city status, or they get, like, so in the place where I live, there's 6 districts. Yeah.
I think is that
You
already up?
can
Yes, it
out
is.
here. Oh, in Oz, is Scott the one from Australia? I can't remember now.
No, Scott is retired NYPD as well.
But where is he from? Because he's saying he's got 2 counties where he is.
He's in
So,
Long Island. So he's got Nassau and
oh,
Suffolk County.
okay. That's a nice picture.
I'm trying to make it larger, but I can't.
Which one are you? I can't figure it out.
I am
Uh,
that little kid
Oh,
on the
can you
left.
go full? That is full screen. Which one?
The little kid on the left.
Oh God, that's really young.
That's from 97.
Hey, do you know what? I was watching a movie last night and they had those plastic bags over your hats. Do they still do those over your
That's
cap?
usually the traffic cops. This is the Shield Day. This is when I got promoted to detective.
Oh, wow.
I can't.
I don't think we can make them bigger, can they?
I don't
Wait,
think
what
so.
does this do? Does that make it bigger?
No, let me see if I can.
It says full screen. Oh, it just made it bigger for me.
Yep, let me see if I can do this.
Great pick. Everybody's loving your pick. Thanks, Samantha. Respect.
All right, let's see if this will work.
Oh, here's Cheryl. Cheryl will tell us. Yeah, so she lives in the county of Wellington in the
She's in
city as
Canada.
well.
That's right.
Yeah, and then the province would be Ontario. Yeah,
Okay. So
that's
like
how.
I've hunted in Alberta many a times.
That's a province,
Okay.
right?
Nope,
Alberta.
that's not better. Is it?
If you push the little square, does that make it?
There
Oh,
we
that's
go.
better. How did you do that?
I have the picture pulled up and I'm zooming in on it.
Oh, that worked then. Oh my
Okay,
God.
so you see on our collars,
You look like Ed there, Ed Wallace.
that's 97. So that's still in my late 20s.
Wow. Jeez.
So, I mean, you could see on our collar, that's our command or our unit. So, I mean, for this is our unit. Collar brass is what they call it.
And what about the
And then,
badges on your hats? Do they have any numbers on them or anything?
uh, for detective, no. So, if you're a patrol officer, you'll have a silver shield, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll have your shield number on we call it a cover.
Okay.
Scott, that was 97. That was Shield Day at 1 pp.
Because I do think, especially if you're outdoors, you need to be able to identify a police. And if you're in Halloween, there's going to be people that are going to dress up like police. So we're trying to show
Well,
you how to recognize a police. And he's saying that on the collar, will be their numbers. That now will they match the badge or the ID?
No, so it'll be your unit. All right, so I worked in street crime unit, so on my collar it will say SCU,
Okay.
which stands for street crime unit. Or if I worked in a precinct like the 6-7, it would have 6-7 on it. So the only identifying mark on my uniform is my shield number and my name. So
Okay.
my shield there has my number, below it is my last name, and then above it is recognition medals or
And will you guys wear this? Is this your outfit, like your uniform all the time? Because we noticed
no,
in
this
riots
is what we
they wear
call
a different one,
dress blues. They're the fancy ones.
but they're not blue, or they are blue.
No, they're dark royal navy blue.
Oh, okay.
So let's see if I can pull this up. These are our dress blues. These are for promotion, ceremony, funerals. We call them dress blues.
Okay.
Um,
That's really interesting.
I don't think I know I have uniform pictures, but they're even older than that.
But how can people tell if a police officer is a real police officer?
If you have any doubt, you want to ask to see their ID. Every officer has to carry their identification card with them, and the identification card will show you their shield number. Or for NYPD, we have what's called a tax number or ID
Mhm.
number. It's going to have a picture. It's going to tell you the department we work for. So
Okay.
every department they're going to have a photo identification. It all depends if they have their shield number or ID
So they'll
number
have
on the
to.
ID.
Now, I've heard, now this is if you get stopped in the UK, they are not supposed to, if it's a female, a male officer should not be taking you into his vehicle. They should wait for a female officer to get there. So that's something that I didn't know, that I was told. And well, you're shaking your head no.
Because a male can search a female can search a male.
Oh, no. No, we don't have that.
Yes.
So
There's just
that's a big difference then.
the reason is because Scott's going to agree with me. I know it. We've had drug dealers or criminals in general give drugs or guns to a 12 or 14-year-old because
Mhm.
they're going to get arrested, but they're going to be released.
Right.
The other thing they used to do is give it to females because unseasoned cops
Mhm.
or unexperienced cops are not going to check the female. They're going to go right after the guy.
Mhm.
And then I found them in baby carriages, in baby diapers. So there's a proper way of searching a female. And
Mhm.
most departments tell you use the back of your hands because if you're using the back of your hands, you can't grab.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yes. So, and you could tell if somebody's using their palm to pat you down, or the back of your hand is more harder than the inside of your hand. So they train them that way. And even
Yeah,
you watch
Scott's
cop
saying it
shows,
doesn't
they'll see them.
apply. Yeah, so he's saying it doesn't apply. And yeah, so anyway, but that's something that people should be mindful of here in the UK. In England and Wales, if you are ever pulled over by the police and they want to take you in their vehicle, they have to wait for a female officer.
See, to me, that's crazy mentality or thinking. Because what if I'm a brand new cop
Mm,
and I pull over a female driver
yeah,
and I think I see a gun underneath her shirt or underneath her leg? I have to stand there and hopefully a female officer is going to come before she shoot. No,
yeah.
we have a
I'm gonna set up
saying.
the thing.
We have a saying: rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
You keep talking. I'm gonna get it up. You can show the newcomers because I think there was a couple of newcomers here. I just saw a couple people. We can show them the lantern. I think that's pretty good. Eagles. Eagles
Yep.
is new in the house. We had a couple of new people that might have missed that cool thing you can do for kids.
Yep. How many times, Scott, especially in Brooklyn? Okay, so we're gonna throw up the lamp here. So this is something you could do at home. I think I'll get it right while Karen Cole is searching. You can have a cutout and stick it on the inside of your lamp to resonate the image on a wall or a ceiling, kind of give a spooky effect for your children. A pretty simple design that you could do for Halloween.
Isn't it cool? Okay, I found the law too.
Oh, Eagles tracker. Oh, okay.
Oh, you have to push it so that they see the flickering light. There. How
I was
cool
just
is
kind of
that?
monitoring. I'm trying to get used to the two monitors to see what's going on.
There. How cool is that? Is that cool? How many? Put a one in the chat if you're going to try that. Because I think I might try it.
You
I got
better
to
do a
find
video if you do.
Yeah, I probably have to go to the craft store, and by then Halloween will be over. But what I might do is do it for Christmas, because now I'm thinking that's a really good idea no matter what. If I miss Halloween, because I don't think I have any construction paper. Oh, what does he say? I grow tomatoes and peppers, but okay. A police
Trusty
officer
PA, I know what that is.
carrying out a strip shirt search has to be the same gender. That's good news.
Strip search is different unless it's certain circumstances.
Yeah.
Strip search means you're getting naked. That's what a strip search is. I mean, unless they change the wording, Scott. Any idea?
Yeah. Can an officer search a person? Can an officer search a person of the opposite sex, a transgender being searched, for example? I think after we had a very bad incident with a Met officer that told a girl to come over to his car and stuff, and then, it was very bad. So anyway, just make sure you can say to them, I want a female officer, and they'll have to wait. They just can't.
I can respect that and understand the reasons why, but like I said, if there's an emergency situation, I'm not waiting. I don't care if I feel my life is in immediate danger.
Mm.
y- You know, that's the problem with most police departments today. That's how they're training their new officers.
Yeah.
Is to worry about people's feelings rather than worry about your life or somebody else's life. I don't know. I
Yeah.
was
And I
trained
think,
the old school way, and
yeah. Yeah. And I mean, obviously, we're both well, you're over 50, I'm over 60. So in our day, we could say things were a
it's a
lot
different
different,
world.
and we live in a different world now. So, you do have rights, and,
Yes.
there's people that put a fake police siren on their window. So we're just trying to give you two ways to make sure you can tell a police officer is a police officer. So in the UK, if you missed it, they have epaulets. They'll have a number on there. Make sure you take that number down, because then you'll always know the officer that picked you up. And the same with America, they have something on there. But is that identifiable to that officer as well? You said it's
Some
just
departments, some departments don't even have a badge number. They just have the police name and the county.
Mhm.
But they'll have their name ID. And I think now what I've seen, a lot of them are actually mandated to carry business cards, which I don't know. To me, if you want to film me, take all the pictures you want, you can ID me. But every law enforcement officer will have a picture ID on them.
Yeah.
If your gut tells you something is wrong, dial 911 on your phone and
Oh,
talk to
that's
the
a good
911
idea.
operator.
And it will be recorded then, what's being told
Not
to you.
not only that, if you call 911 and you say, "I don't know if this guy's an officer or is a real police car,"
Mhm.
what the dispatch is going to do is going to put a call out to see if there's an officer at that location.
Oh, that's really good advice. Yeah.
So if an officer doesn't respond, "Hey, yeah, I'm at this location. I have this woman or person stopped," then they're actually going to send the cavalry because
Yeah.
more than likely it's someone impersonating law enforcement.
Right. So that is really good, and I hope. Well, I'm sure. Well, we've got a lot of police in the chat, retired. But hopefully, when people do a replay and people share this information out, please do share it. Right, Dennis. We really want people to be able to be safe. Dennis' channel is all about safety, and he's started to add a bit of cooking um, so that they can segue. Yeah, I don't know if you want to explain that again. So when you segue to the weapons training, then
I was just answering somebody. I seen they mentioned a few things.
yeah,
Um,
we were hoping
okay.
somebody else was going to join us, but they might be still live streaming. So
So yeah, Scott brought up a good point. You're right. I haven't been in New York so long, I forgot. So they don't wear their badge.
mm. Oh,
You know,
that's different then.
right. So like most state troopers,
Troopers, state trooper. That's a different thing to a cop on the street, right? A
well,
police
state
officer.
troopers have authority statewide, or they call them highway patrol.
Okay.
Every state has, like Florida, they call them Florida
State
Highway
troopers,
Patrol.
aren't they? Yeah, state troopers.
Right. Texas calls them public safety officers, which blows my mind.
On the
But
highway?
every state, yeah, they call them public service officers. I
Wow.
don't know. To me, they're a state trooper. So the bottom line is this: if you're in a situation and your gut is telling you the person is not an officer,
Mm-hmm.
dial 911. The key thing you need to remember is this: your exact location, your streets that you're standing on, the address that you're in front of.
Mm-hmm.
You can call 911 100 times. If you have a weak signal on your phone, they're not going to be able to ping your phone. You need to know your location. Tell them that you got stopped by this person, but something doesn't feel right. They'll notify through dispatch to see if there's an officer on scene. You need to know your location. That's very important. There's been numerous times, even in some of the cases that Ron's covered, where they couldn't ping a phone to get a location.
Mm.
Like for me, if I'm going into a new neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
I don't look for trees unless like it's a 200-year-old tree that's looks crazy. But I'm looking for landmarks, stationary landmarks, buildings, something that's not gonna, you know, that's what you need to do in case of an emergency. You need to know your surroundings, where you're at, whether it's in front of a dress or
The other thing you can do is on your phone, the WhatsApp app will have there's a paperclip and it will show you your pinned location, and you can actually text that to somebody. So I've done a video on it in my Who
huh,
Knew.
okay.
Okay, so when you go on to it will have a paperclip. You can paperclip. It will give you your live. It says, "Do you want to send your live location?" So you can text that to somebody straight away. You can
Is that what they
also
mean by pin drop? Is that what that's called? A pin drop?
it's in a video, but what they do is so if you move, right? So let's say somebody takes me and I've got the WhatsApp, because this is why I think everybody should download WhatsApp. It's such a good app for safety. And um But when you text somebody, I can text you my exact location. And if I move, you will see me moving and you'll know where I am. So, I mean, I've used it for if I'm picking up somebody at the airport and we don't know what terminal, like, what parking lot they're in to where we're in and
Okay.
we're meeting up. So there's lots of reasons why you can do a pinned location. I'll do it for if I'm
Hmm.
meeting my clients, I'll pin my location so they know when I'm coming. Because a lot of times, if I haven't met a client before, and I insist on seeing them to know who they are,
Okay.
like, because you got to be really careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's one thing, but it's in my who knew list as well. And
I'm gonna have to look at that. Okay. I
yeah,
don't
so
even know what WhatsApp is.
it's a really good app, but it's worldwide so that we could talk without you giving me your phone number. Like you do get the person's phone number, but you can block them, delete them. It's like a really secure program. But the other thing is Google Maps will also give you, now, does it give
Yes.
you your live location? Because if you do Google Maps, it will say if you go to the street, like, so as if you're walking, that's when it will give you your live location as well. And you'll be able to see street names and stuff like that. So that's another way to do it. But again,
So if
they need Wi-Fi.
well, not only Wi-Fi. I mean, you need to know a landmark. So, like Lexi said here, it's like the older days. Turn left at the corner when you see the oak tree, and make a right turn when you see the cow. And
Yeah.
you know, but like another, what I use, it's called X Hunter. It's a hunting app. It shows you the properties,
Hmm.
land, and it shows you actually who owns the property.
Yeah.
But it gives you your cords. So
Yeah.
God forbid anything happens, you can press it and pin it.
Yeah.
And if you're a paid subscriber, you can actually set up press for an emergency if you're in the woods and you get injured. But it
Yeah. And
also works out
there's
in the
other
street.
apps called Find My Location. Um, and I've done a video on that too. And if you push those, it'll find you. Um, But now we've got a really good point that I do think we should. Your pulled pork recipe. Oh my God, that was so delicious. I had to make ribs that night. Okay. Or the next
That was
day.
Bill's. That was Bill's recipe. I do my
Oh,
pulled pork in a slow cooker.
yeah. Yeah, well, that was,
I,
I mean, I do mine like I boil the meat first and then I leave it to sit with all the juices so that because I like it really. But it made me crave pork chops anyway.
this is what I want to see. The chef right here. That's it. The chef is saying yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that
Was it
made her
Samantha?
mouth water.
Samantha? Yes.
I'll let I'll
Thank
let you.
you. Samantha asks about meatloaf. I can do a meatloaf, but my
Oh, there's
meatloaf is wild boar.
oh,
I'm not. Yes, I like. There's nothing in the chopped meat. It's fresh. It's natural. I could do
yeah.
a video on that.
Oh, that'd
So,
be good. Now, when my mom made meatloaf, my dad always had it cold. Take it to work cold the next day on a sandwich. Did you guys do that?
oh, oh, cold
Cold
meatloaf.
meatloaf with salt and
Oh,
pepper and butter.
cold meatloaf is better than for out of the oven. I don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
So
that is
we are.
breadcrumbs or oats.
I s- I use breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Now I learned I don't use egg no more when I make meatballs or hamburgers.
Me neither.
For some reason, uh, the boar
All
meat
the
is a little bit more. It sticks together better. It's
it
not
does.
as I drain it, so I
Okay.
get all. I'll put it in a strainer because we do all of it ourselves. We break it down, we process it, and then we grind it up and we put it into chopped meat. And
Wow.
so when I defrost it, I'll put the bag and put little slits in it in a strainer and let it drip. So I'm
Oh,
taking all the moisture out.
yeah. Oh, well,
It's,
we'll look forward to that recipe.
I could do well. My daughter's coming down with my grandson next week, and she is treating me to a pig hunt. So in 2 weeks we'll be
Oh,
going pig hunting. We'll have all the
oh my God.
cameras. We'll have a bunch of different hunts filmed, and then hopefully we can harvest an animal and put food in the freezer.
Yeah,
And we're going to be doing videos on the processing and the breaking down and the whole 9 yards on it. So it'll be educational. I'm definitely going to post trigger
yeah.
warnings for some people. I don't want anybody to get offended. See, I know you asked me why. My answer was to provide safety for my family, protect,
Hmm.
and to provide food for my family. You know, I'd rather
And you
spend a
know what?
little
The more
extra
you
on.
think about it, like we've got a lot. I watch a lot of gardener people, homesteads that have their own food, and so please check out gardening people because they can give you
Yes.
really good advice on how to plant. And I mean, it's about becoming more into nature and more using like there's nothing better. Like I just saw a video the other day and somebody put spaghetti beans up and I never heard of those. So it just makes you, if you can do all these things yourself, isn't it? It's just great.
Well, now Bill's wife Denise, I know she doesn't care if I use her name. She's a sweetheart. So our whole plan is, like I said, we're going to do a homestead. It's basically going to be a homestead when we get to Texas.
Oh,
Me and
okay.
Bill are both aircraft mechanics and kind of engineers and electricians. So we have stuff written down of what we're going to build and how we're going to make it. We're going to have a fully automated greenhouse. He grows
Wow.
fruit, vegetables now.
Yeah.
I tried it, but it was too late.
Mm,
So we're going to be self-sufficient when we get to Texas. So there's going to be that
yeah.
whole growing your stuff, and it's going to
That'll
be
be
great. And that's why, like, we started out. Excuse me. We got time to build up
mm,
and kind of build up to that point of homestead. So
yeah.
everybody's taking a journey with us. That's what I find really great. I think that's the best part of it because you're seeing all these little things, but like when you see me build together, I know Lexi and Cheryl both, like, you guys are hysterical. The bloopers when we're living on the same property, we'll probably be throwing eggs at each other's houses, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be a wild ride. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's
I really, I mean, even though,
that's
um,
right.
oh yeah, smokers are amazing. Here, I'll let you share some of them. But I mean, I've always been like try to make my own herbs and stuff like that, but I've never grown them. I've tried to grow them, and I do not have a green thumb. So this is why I'm watching others because I think maybe if I watch others, like I'm hoping people watch my video so they understand the law of it better. I'm watching your video to understand how nature works, how you know, uh, all that works because, sometimes I barely get out of the house for a walk because when you're working in legal, it's a lot of reading
Yes.
and it's just, it's almost impossible. Everything is just about online. I mean, I do have, well, here I can show you this one here. You'll like this one. Uh, Probably an old one, but they're criminal law for
Criminal
us.
law and
Okay.
practice.
Um, and they've got bullets on there.
See,
But
I would
even
be
the old
so in
books
tune
have the
to,
original information, which is what you need because then you can
but
compare it to the changes that have happened, you know?
not only that, but comparing it
Oh,
to
Joey's in the house.
what we do here in the US. To me, that would be so interesting. Brother Joey.
Is he coming in? Are you coming in, brother Joe? He's
See,
coming in.
Lexi's here.
I know he's going to come in. We'll give him a few
Where is it?
minutes.
Dear Chili. Lexi, my freezer has been empty of venison for a while. So I'm hoping my trail cameras in the next week or so. All right, I'll put it this way. The trail cameras we have up on the property right now have shown me 3 different 8-pointers, 4 different 6-pointers, and a bunch of little guys. But
Oh,
they're coming in at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm hoping with this cold front, they change their pattern and I can put venison in my freezer and on my table.
well, when my parents came to England, they wanted venison. So we had to drive to Wales to get some. So, and wasn't my cup
The
of tea,
UK
but
really doesn't have much wild game except for small game.
yeah,
Depending
they
where
have a
you
lot of
are.
mountains. They have a lot of mountains south of where I am. And, you know, that's really good. We'll wait for Joey for a minute. I'm hoping he'll say yes, and then say hi to
Robbie's got a really great spot to hunt. Australia is incredible hunting. It's on my bucket list. I
Australia.
almost went there about 15 years ago. I was almost on my way to Australia.
Yeah.
They have a lot of wild animals there.
Gosh. In South Africa, and you're driving on the highway, and you see all these ant piles. Like, oh my gosh!
Oh, the
so
mountains,
scary.
yeah.
I would not want to be stuck. And
I mean, I almost went to South Africa hunting. I did taxidermy after I retired in New York,
mm-hmm.
and they were also I can't think of the name of it, but they had a lot of connections all over the world for hunting outfits.
Okay.
And that's how I went up to Alberta a few times. But one of the guys was in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right before the crash where the dollar went to the hunt I was going on was going to cost me less than $6,000. And then the month we were going to go plan it, the dollar changed and it was like 12,000. So it just never happened.
Oh God. Yeah. My grandfather used to go moose hunting, and we had moose heads and deers and all that. So I grew up with all that. Grew up with rifles on. I mean, they just in those days they just put them up on a rack, and you just had the bullets separate. But it wasn't like as
You
much.
didn't have to worry about it.
No.
Yeah. Didn't have to worry about it back then.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Didn't have to worry about people
a locked up,
respected the law.
right? But like now, a locked up gun is like a no use gun. It's like don't have a gun loaded. If you have kids and there's certain ways to go around to keep that firearm available. God forbid something happens. There's the man.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Welcome back.
Yeah, I had my granddaughter wanted to check out this house, and but I did some video, so I came back right away, and here I'm back. Good to see everybody.
Do you know what? I saw that in the StreamYard. This is really confusing because I bet you didn't see it, but you have to scroll down because we had some visuals, so we couldn't see you in the chat. And then I thought, I'm sure Joey's going to join. So I thought, oh, let me scroll down. And that's when I saw you there. And look at that. We're already getting, how you doing, Joey?
How you doing? I can't sit. Let me go to the chat a second. Hold on.
You're so dark. It's like scary.
Well, it's the night before Halloween. Lexi, good to see you. Robbie, Cheryl, Samantha Mustard, McDowell, good to see you. Let's see who else. Allison BD, great to see you, my friend. Scott, of course, and let's see, and that's it, I believe. Let me go back.
Robbie's here from Australia.
There you go. Yes, want you to come to great fishing here. We have big crabs too. Want you to come too. Yeah, I know. Well, it's summer for you guys right now. Summertime in Australia.
I've heard the shrimp in Australia are like this big.
Everything is bigger in Australia. Everything, from the insects to the fish to the wild game. Everything.
The spiders.
They have great fishing because they have the Great Barrier Reef over there.
Oh, okay.
Tiger bass.
That's
But
right. There's some big fish there.
Joey,
sure
we can't
Robbie-
even see your face at all. You're gonna have to. Is there no light?
He's hiding. He's in costume.
Well, it's Halloween almost. Let's say it's 9:41, so I figured I'd do it spooky in the dark. You want to see my face? Hold on. Yeah,
Oh, that's much better.
yes.
There.
There we go.
Way better.
Yeah.
Now,
Excellent.
Joey had a really good stream the other day with a campfire, and it really did have the feeling the chat was on fire. It was like everybody had a wonderful chat, Joey. It was really good, but he's frozen now.
He's frozen.
There he is.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you catch what we said? Your pit fire, I said, really reminded me of when I was young and we used to sit by the fire and just have chat and just listen to the spark, the crispy.
Yeah. No, it's great.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my pit right now, but we'll do it another time. I'm going to do that once a week.
I have so much wood to burn for my pit. It's ridiculous.
Send me some. No.
I can't because my dog has to be on a leash until she recovers. I still got
how's she doing?
3.5 more weeks. She's doing good, but the vet's like, nope, keep her on a leash. I'm like, I just want to sit down, open up a cold beer, light a fire.
And we did invite Florida Pete, but I don't see him.
Yeah, maybe he didn't get the notification.
Yeah, it says seen. I just want to make sure we don't have because it's a little scrolly thing that you have to go down.
Right,
so
right.
Kind of cool. But Joey, did you see? You'll have to watch the replay. But there's some cool things in there. We could probably show Joey, so he doesn't have to go back through. But look at this, Joey.
Go ahead.
What do you want to see? The house?
I just think this one's so cool. Where is it? Okay, Joey, is that real or is that AI? Don't tell him.
AI. That's AI.
Okay,
Am I right?
I took that picture when I was in California and I saw that house.
Oh, okay. Well, it fooled me because I said AI. That fooled me.
I added all the other stuff to it.
Yeah.
Now I know you got little toddlers and grandchildren.
Should probably enjoy this.
Yeah.
We got one on the way, don't you, Joey?
There.
Oh, no. Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, my granddaughter. How's your baby doing?
Be here next week.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
My little man will be here next week.
Your little man will be there.
Look at Joey, what you guys can make. You make a silhouette. You just cut it out.
Look at that. I like that.
Lamp. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, very cool.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm just so impressed with it. I want to make one.
Interesting.
I can imagine them with leaves in it. I can imagine them with for fall. We're all just big kids, aren't we?
Listen, age is just a number. That's what I say.
Right.
Joey, what's your number one safety tip for Halloween?
Well, Halloween has a long history. You know why they call it trick or treat, right?
No.
Well,
I do.
The children.
I don't think I know.
They ring your doorbell. They expect, something.
Oh yeah, I know it's either a trick or a treat. But...
A treat is the treat, right? You give a nice piece of candy wrapped the way it's supposed to be wrapped, and then you have the trick, which could be evil. You have to be very vigilant and careful about, when your kids go trick or treating. You have to be extremely careful. You got to make sure that that whole bag of candy that they come back, and the parents need to inspect all the candy to make sure that they're not open. The ones that are open, you throw them out. And anything, some people throw in apples and things like that. I throw those things away too, because you don't know what could happen. So and I'm sure, Dennis, you guys both know that what you have to do to be careful, because there are a lot of sick people out there, and you got to make sure that
people even give fresh fruits and stuff like that. You would think they'd know.
Oh, better. They do.
Yeah.
Depends, what neighborhood you're in, what culture. In New York City, we're very culturally diverse. So You can go to a Chinese neighborhood and get wontons. I mean, they'll send you trick or treat.
Oh,
Or
okay.
you could get, for fortune cookies. They'll give you fortune cookies. And that's not being funny. That's just the reality of it, right?
Yeah.
You can go to an Italian neighborhood and get a cannoli. I mean, trick or treat. You could go, but most people give candy, of course they give some kind of candy and chocolates and gum and everything. The dentists love this time of the year because everyone gets cavities by the time it's January, and
Yep.
everybody goes into the
Yep.
dentist, and that's how they make money. It's just, but
Yeah.
I'm joking around, but it's the truth. Halloween is coming, and the goose are getting fat. Would you please put a penny in that old man's hat? Samantha, I love it.
I thought originally,
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought this, but I thought originally, like Halloween was to keep the bad spirits away. That's what I thought the original reason was.
Halloween has a religious significance to it.
Pardon?
All Hallows Eve. It's the eve before All Souls Day.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So,
Right.
so is the treat to keep them away, or do you try to trick them to keep them away? Is that's what I kind of wondered.
I'm not sure about that, Karen. That's a good point, but all I know is that
I don't know where the trick and treats came in. So
I didn't know where Dracula and Frankenstein came into it. I have to look into the history of it. But
you're right. It's all the souls come out,
right,
and they're able to roam. Right.
Right. And
They're
then
allowed
the following day is All Saints Day.
And then
You have
what?
All Souls Day and then All Saints Day the following day.
Oh, okay. Why didn't I not know that? Wow. I probably knew it, but
Yeah,
my brain is getting older.
No, like
actually,
I said,
it comes from Celtic festival.
He's looking.
Samhain, a Gaelic word. Sa-win is
Scott,
a proper pronunciation.
You're right about that, Scott. That's another thing you got to be careful with, right? Because of the edibles and things like that. People are crazy.
Yep.
You got to be really careful with that.
So what is that? The Old Testament or something that comes from Gadsden?
No, I mean, it says it's a Christian thing, but it's saying that it's come back from Celtic festival, a pagan religious celebration to welcome the harvest at the end of summer, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts.
Oh, so you couldn't maybe tell the real ones from the fake ones? I don't know.
The Celts believed that on the night before the new year, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was the moment when you don't know. So that's why you either trick them, so you become a ghost, and then they think you're just like one of them, right? Or you leave them treats to keep them happy. I don't know.
It's to make the dentist rich.
But none of us have dressed up because I don't. I'm the type, if I go out for Halloween, I used to go as a nun.
We're back.
You're back. Detroit has Devil's Night. Used to be the busiest night of the year for the fire department. Houses and
I've never heard of that.
Oh.
Wow.
Jeez.
Edibles
I didn't know
are
that
frightening.
Yeah, but like Samantha was telling us, we've got Guy Fawkes Night coming up on the 5th of November, which is what, 7 days away for some people. Or I guess it's.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was, they just burn things. Yeah, Guy Fawkes is just burning things, like great big bonfires everywhere. It's crazy.
Right.
Would imagine it's the busiest time for the yeah.
Just read the comments.
Yeah, we're trying.
What did she say?
If
Her
you
daughter
see
and I
any,
just couldn't get into that.
my what? I couldn't.
I couldn't go as a nun. I just couldn't get into the
The
habit.
habit.
Oh,
That's funny.
Oh man.
But I really played it, you know. I was like, "Forgive you, my son." I was like, giving everybody
Right.
blessings, and I really took on the role.
I just think every year they gotta. I mean, the crazies are getting even more evil lately.
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
you gotta stay on your toes. I mean, I don't know.
Witches put a spell. But if you
I'll
have
put a
garlic
spell
on
on
your
you.
fingers, isn't that supposed to be?
Right. So Karen,
No.
what's your? I'm going to ask you guys this question. So
Okay.
Karen, what's your next video or live? Besides, this is just a great conversation we're having.
Yeah. Well, I thought what's really interesting is that what kind of came out of this chat is because one of the things I saw one of our police departments or office put out today was about impersonating a police officer. So, to be careful at Halloween because somebody could be, so it's not against the law to pretend you're a police officer, right?
Right.
To wear a costume. But if you start wearing a real police officer's costume where people could believe you are, and then you impersonate one.
Well, I'm going to tell you a quick story, Karen, about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was a teenager. We're hanging out in my neighborhood of Bensonhurst in Brooklyn under the L. And, it's a big, where a lot of kids hang out and at night, and he knows about this, Dennis. And anyway, long story short, it's Halloween. So one of our friends, this girl, her name was Teresa. I'll never forget this. Her father was an NYPD lieutenant. You know what she did? She put on her father's shirt, his uniform, and his hat.
Oh.
So, Dennis, you know what I'm going to say now, right? All of a sudden, a squad car pulls up, sees her walking around with it, joking around. She had beer in her hand and everything she had in the street. They get up against the wall. Let me see your ID. You on the job, the whole thing. Yeah, no, she got in big trouble. Not only did she get in big trouble from, they called her father right on the spot.
Oh yeah.
She got in big trouble. She was not allowed to do that, and she did. She put on his white shirt. She put on with the patches, the real patches, the real shirt.
Yeah.
She got in a lot of. The father had no idea that she took the shirt.
No.
But she got in big trouble for that, and he could have gotten big trouble too, but it didn't happen. But. And she was being a wise girl with the cop saying, "You don't know who my father is," blah blah blah.
Oh no! Pulling the old "Do you know who I am?" trick.
Yeah, no, that kind of thing. And because he was a lieutenant, but not in the somewhere in the Bronx. He was a lieutenant. Long story short, but he could have gotten in trouble too, right? But that didn't happen. What happened was she's the one. She got in big trouble. She was punished for a long time. By her parent, by her father.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a captain's hat from a boat I was on, right? And I said to the captain,
right.
"I want your hat." But I wouldn't wear it if I'm out on a boat.
Right.
Like somebody, it's about impersonating, isn't it? It's like if someone else come up to you and could really think you are, and then you act like a police, like try to arrest somebody or use authority or something, that's what will be.
Hey, Robbie, I'll take my glasses off. Wait.
What do you say? Interesting fact, witches can't put spells on people who wear glasses. I wear glasses all the time.
Because they look in their eyes. No, that's
why I got the reflection going.
LOL. That's hilarious, man.
but look at this. I'm at the age where these ones are for reading. These ones are for watching TV. These ones are for
man.
I have one
shopping.
Look, I had 20/20 vision. 35 years old. I had 20/20.
Yeah.
I'm 56 years old now.
Yeah.
And it just got progressively got worse and worse and worse.
Mhm.
Now I wear progressive lenses, right? One pair of glasses.
Yeah.
So it's got 3 lenses. So I get, if I look straight for distance,
Yeah.
then I have midway, and then I have reading. All 3. You can't see the lines.
So is that trifocal?
They're actually trifocal, but you can't
Oh
tell.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I got the bifocals one.
Yeah, I had bifocals and they made me dizzy. Like I felt sick walking, you know. But yeah, that's what I do. I put these ones on when I'm watching a movie.
It took a long time to adjust.
They go like that so that I can. That's a joke.
Well, when I read, I got to take my glasses off. So sometimes you'll see me if I'm looking at something. But then, you know, then I have my contacts when I'm
I'm
out.
blurry. I can't see. Right now, I took my glasses off. I can't see the screen.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I can't either. And
I can see your faces. I can't see what they're writing.
No, I can't.
Right.
I actually bought those things to hang on for your glasses. I thought, oh my God, I'm so old now.
Yeah.
Can't wear those out.
And these, you know, these should transition too. So when I'm in the light of the sun, they, you know,
yeah. We got lots of people wearing glasses. We are with our people.
Right.
I mean,
wear glasses too.
Joey, it's just like, you know, any one of our streams. You got the community coming in. We have a great time. You know, we went from Halloween to getting the spell cast on us to
yeah, well, that's it. That's what we say when we go on Joey's stream as well. That it's just about, you know, fingers crossed he catches some crabs some. And now he's going to do these.
Yeah, I think crabbing is over though. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward.
I still got time.
I know you do. You're in that
great your idea because he's got lots of wood.
Joey, when you went to when your notification up for the fire pit, I was like, damn it. Because I was just going to tell my son, go get that fire going. We're going to go outside, get a few beers. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to sit here. Joey's got it going on. That's it. I was like, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, you know what? Go ahead.
I did my eye test without my glasses so that it wouldn't have to go on my license.
You know what? I don't even know about that.
Yeah, neither do I. Scott says, I got reading and driving glasses. Huh? There we see.
Yeah, but I think it's up to how many feet a car length away you have to be able to read their license plate. I mean, there's some sort of test that you have to do. Of course, I could read a license plate, but would I memorize it? I don't know.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I need to make an appointment with my eye doctor because, you know, every 2 years you have to get your eyes re-examined again.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, that's because the city only, you know, you got to wait 2 years
again. Well, we still have those benefits, right, Dennis? We still go.
Well, I pay out of pocket down in Florida. You can't find nothing down here. Honestly, I go to Walmart and it's cheaper for me to pay out of pocket than it is with our prescription plan.
Well, first of all, yeah, I know we got a horrible. We can go into this now, but I'm not going to get into the insurance thing because you know.
Don't.
No, it's just too much. But I have friends that are in Florida too that are Teamsters like I am, and there's only certain. They have to literally drive like 40, 50 miles to go to certain doctors and everything because that's who takes the insurance.
Yep.
Oh, really? So you've got places that don't take them?
Well, our insurance, because we're civil servants of the city of New York.
Yeah.
We are New York-based insurance. So in other words, it's not unless you're on Medicare. Most people are not on Medicare when they retire. You know, like police could retire after 20 years. Now it's 25 years. It's ridiculous. They changed that too. So, I won't even get into. I won't get into
that's all. If you're retired, though.
Well, if you retire before of legal retirement age, which is what 62, right? Mm-hmm. Technically, 62 in America.
Well,
Social Security.
Well, for Social Security is 62.
They could be 40 years old and retire, Karen.
Oh.
If you're a cop. It's 20 years and out. When Dennis got on the job and Duty Ron got on the job, 20 years and you're out. That's it. Wow. No matter what the age is. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we have something like 25. If you're service
Yes,
at
that's
more
right.
than 25 years, you can retire. And then the government changed it to if you want to retire early, you can take it at 55. But I waited till I was 60. So that built up a bit. But
Right.
then when I did the numbers, it didn't work out to keep waiting.
See, on my job, see that every city agency is different. A city of New York, it was 50. I'm tier 4, right? That's a special tier, retirement tier.
Yep.
It's 5710. So you have to have 10 years on the job with the minimum age of 57 years old.
Yep.
Wow.
But that's not how it works. So you could retire, but what are you going to see? How much money you're going to see? There's a formula for everything. I know guys retired to Florida, live down there, but come up here for Dr. Vic. Scott, 100%. I know those type of people too that live in South Florida, live different parts of Florida, that go to their children's houses. They stay a month, 3 weeks, a month at their kids' houses in Long Island and, the 5 boroughs. And guess what? They still keep the same doctors, regular. They get their checkups. They get their blood pressure medication. Look what I'm talking about here. I mean, but I don't have any blood pressure issue. But
no, but it's true. I've seen people do that in England as well. They keep everything because we get our medications here. It's so cool. It's way different than you guys. So, like, if I want medication, everybody just pays a certain amount. Like, I think it's eight or 9 pounds for whatever the doctor gives you. And
Karen, I'm not familiar with the UK as far as is it socialized medicine there?
Yeah, it's all social.
Oh, no, we don't have that.
Yeah, so it's brilliant. So a lot of people, if they do move somewhere else, they do fly back to get their medications refilled and stuff like that because, like when I was in Canada, if you got medication,
you're right,
you
Samantha.
were allowed to take so much of it and put it against your tax return, like if you paid over 500 or more.
Wow.
But here it's all like
just put.
Yeah.
Time and age in Australia is 65. Then you get $610 a week.
Ours is
$610 a week.
So 6, 12, 18, $2,400 a month.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
so
it's not terrible. It's depends how you live.
Yeah. So here we've got the same thing, but they just raised it. So for me, I have to be 67 to get the government pension.
Right.
Like the one that comes for everybody. And I think right now, and it's all dependent on how much you put in, right? So if you put in the full 25 years or whatever from whatever. And so because I obviously came here when I was 33, I'm going to be
Karen, let me ask you this question, right? I'm sorry to interrupt you. I have a habit of that.
It's just interesting to see
that you're an expat from Canada, right? Because that's your home country, Canada. Yeah. And if you worked in Canada a certain amount of years, you're entitled to that system, aren't you? Pension system?
Yeah, it's interesting because I did a divorce for a Canadian living here, and we had to get all that information to find out how much her state pension, provincial pension, whatever, was going to be. So I said to my mom, "Oh, we've got to find out for me too, because I worked from the day I was." Well, I'm sure I worked from the day I was born, but, I don't know if my paper route job got me.
Well, no, not that, but if you were.
No, I worked for the family business as I was like 16 and I worked for our family business. So,
well, if you worked paying taxes, right? Yeah. I'm just giving it, that means you're paying into the system, right? Yeah, so you're entitled. You would be entitled probably to some type of Canadian, but then again, Social Security in America is very different if you are an expat living in Italy or parts of Europe. Like Italy, I know for Italy because I have family that lives in Italy, that they're Americans that moved to Italy, and they're just living, they're collecting their Social Security there. So the rule is that if you're an American citizen, you could live in Italy, no problem. But you have to come back. There's a rule. You must come back to America for
6 months or something.
No, it might be 6 months or 3 months. I'm not sure. Otherwise, they could, because you can't take an Italian pension system. You can't take Italian pension and an American pension system. They have a treaty with each other. Both countries have a treaty. So you have to pick one or the other.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Socialized medicine here too. All free no matter what. You suffer from whether you. Okay, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different all over the world, you know.
Netherlands, same with a treaty. Samantha's telling us. I mean, knock on wood. I
Same
have
with the Netherlands.
My yoga box there that I use to put my look. All my exercise equipment is used for my mouse.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
This is my step ladder. You can't see, but my step ladder is holding my. So I can't even change a light bulb right now because I'd have to rearrange my office.
Well, that's like mine. It's just I got nowhere else to go.
That's hilarious.
Everybody gets to stare at some deers and the flags, and I was going to put the green screen behind me.
But you did an amazing job on the green screen. Oh my gosh, it's on your backdrop.
Oh, the back.
Yeah. That is really, really good.
That's a green screen, Dennis?
No, he made it. I don't know how we can show it. How can you show it? Did we figure out?
Oh, no, because right now I went out. It was too cold outside, so I'm in the guest room right now of my house. Yeah. It's quiet here.
Oh, okay.
No, but like I can go on with
but how did you get the picture to show, Gadsden? The one that you've got in the background, the hands coming out.
How'd I do that?
You put it all.
Don't mess with it because you might knock yourself out or something.
No, look, see.
Oh,
that was a good one.
I like that.
But
it's in background on the StreamYards.
But the moon is what you're missing now. But I thought you got us all. Let me go out of it for 2 seconds, and then do this.
Well, let's see.
News
I
layout.
A new.
Oh no, that made it different. Okay, which one makes it so that it's showing?
Home studio.
But anyway, it's really cool. It's got the moon and it's got some lightning.
If I remove you, I should just take. Oh no, to put Joey up top.
For a minute, and then you two can go on the side, and I'll get a drink.
No, it'll put you. Oh no, it didn't. There you go.
Right, just the two of us now.
Yeah, that she was talking about the moon up there. It's all in the background. I found it on Canva.
Oh, Canva's great, isn't it?
Oh, I love Canva.
Yeah.
There she goes. She disappeared. Okay, I'll wait for her to come back. Just messing around with this stuff.
That's pretty cool.
And then I did the logo, just the flag and stuff.
Too. For podcast, it's perfect, StreamYard. You can't, it's great. But for what I do,
wants to start doing it.
Yeah, for what I do, I don't like StreamYards for live streaming and walking around. I use Prism. Prism or the native YouTube app. I use.
I didn't want to stick with YouTube when I'm out and about because using StreamYard was so difficult, and then to flip the camera and try and zoom like the issue you had. I'm just going to stick with YouTube.
Well, I had very bad connection that day. That was horrible.
Yeah.
But I noticed on the replay, YouTube actually cut out those parts.
Okay.
They stitched it on the replay. It was all stitched together like normal.
Huh.
It was really weird. Let's check out the chat for a minute. Let's see. Comments.
Yeah. Samantha's going.
Scott, thank you for joining. Catch you later, brother. Stay safe. See, I'm on my phone right now, so I have to get out and go into comments. We got a new comment. Let's see here.
Okay. Now, here's my spooky candle.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, look at that. You can put me full screen, Gadsden. to
Right,
nice
let's see.
spooky
How do we-
candle.
Let's check it out.
Oh, you just push the big square in the middle.
There we go. Okay.
There.
Perfect.
Okay, how cool is that?
Oh wow, very
Every
nice.
year I light it, and I bought it 30 years ago, and that's how it takes forever to burn.
30 years ago.
I
30
bought it,
years?
and I only keep it lit for a couple hours on Halloween.
This way it lasts another 30 years.
It'll last another 30 years. I've never seen them before. I've never seen fancy candles like that before. So
Yeah.
I've managed to savor it for a long time. But we have an idea. I have an idea, which I think would be a really good idea. And maybe call the stream philosophy.
Joey. Yeah, I'm gonna get Robbie. I'm gonna give every kid I have. Let me see how many crabs I have now. I got
You
about
give him a leg.
I got about 3 dozen. That means 12. I got about 36 crabs I have. 36,
Nice.
37, 40 crabs, somewhere in there. Wow. Yeah, in one of my
Open a
freezers.
restaurant.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna save them for Christmas Eve.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
all the family coming over. I'm gonna stuff them. All kinds of things I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
That's just one of the fish. We have the Feast of the Seven Fishes. The Italians do.
Yeah. We'll put him back over there so that he can watch us.
Yeah, I got challenged to make a Manhattan style clam chowder, so that's gonna be coming up soon.
Oh yeah, well,
should be interesting.
No, you can do. That's not hard to do.
No.
I've done it before. You got to chop the clams. You get tomato paste. You use. I mean, there's a lot of. It's not really hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it in the slow cooker. I'm gonna try and play with the flavors a little bit.
In the slow cooker, you can do that in the slow cooker, sure.
Yeah.
I have so many witches.
Oh, sorry. I'm putting them up there so they know we're reading them.
Oh yeah. So what I do, because I'm on my phone right now, so on the bottom in StreamYard, you hit chat and you read the comments. Like right now.
Okay, but can you see us in there?
No, I can't. I
Oh.
can't see you guys.
Wait,
so I'm kind of putting them up.
How do you kill a crab? Catch them, then put them in the freezer. So
you talk them to death.
Well, what I do, Cheryl, is that I clean them at the dock. Actually, I haven't shown on camera what I do with them, but I clean them at the dock. This way, I don't have to bring them home and smell up the whole kitchen and everything. So I rip the backs open. I rip the back open and I take the hose. I clean everything. I take a scissor and I cut the points, and I'm good to go after that.
So they're like ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Samantha's got a good joke.
Go ahead. Let's hear it, Samantha.
Well,
I'm on a seafood diet. I see food, so I eat. Yeah.
I remember that from years ago. That's always been my diet.
Where's the yellow shirt dad, your buddy? Where is he?
He was in the chat, but he's taking care of his
undisclosed location.
Oh, undisclosed location. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's undisclosed location. You see, this is why I would never make a good undercover cop. I would just tell everything.
Well, I love it when Ron says that about Ed. So
awesome. Ed's at undisclosed location at the moment.
Yeah.
A lot of times that is really this, Dennis. It's the truth. He really is at an undisclosed location.
Listen, we were just talking about this earlier. They both need to retire. You retire and you're still working. Ed is a madman. Oh my!
I don't know how he does it. God bless him. Let me tell you, he was a great find. But he's a first grade detective. He's a guru. He's the guy that could find DNA in a fly or an insect that bit the person that committed the crime. I mean, he's a gumshoe. He's excellent.
Yeah,
I think he makes his channel. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. He is, as a detective, those guys are our heroes.
Yeah.
Detectives don't have heroes. Crime scene guys are our heroes.
Yeah.
They solve our cases.
Yep.
It's as simple as that.
So he's our Dexter. Well,
Ed,
no,
Ed is
not
Ed
really.
is the
But
entire
good
encyclopedia
character.
from A to Z.
Oh yeah, he is.
Ed's incredible. He amazes me.
And
Dennis,
he's
have you
written
ever
some
met
books
him?
as well.
No, no.
I got to meet him at the Gabby Petito Foundation golf tournament. You know, they were raising money. So I got to meet him. He's a tall guy. He's big. Listen,
Oh, is he
I'm
really?
I'm 6 foot tall. He's probably 6'5", 6'4",
No,
6'5".
really?
He's a big guy. He's
Really?
a big dude. He's a big dude.
I'm
Gosh, I would never
6 foot
have
2.
guessed that.
Yeah,
No.
me and Duty Ron are the same height. 6 foot
Yeah.
tall, right there.
I mean, I haven't seen Duty Rod in 20-something
Wow.
years, but
That's interesting,
yeah.
isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's well proportioned then.
Oh, he's a big guy. I had a great conversation with him. He's, look, he's a smart guy. He's still doing it. But I think there's always a point where you just got to hang your hat up and say, that's it. You know what I mean? But, hey, look, if this is his passion, this is what he does, and good for him.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. He's got it going.
But
I like all
I read
the
your mind, Dennis. I understand. I get it. I get that.
Yeah, but I mean, he's traveling all
He
over the
does
world.
a lot of
And
traveling.
what was it, last month or 2 months ago? He was undisclosed location somewhere
Multiple
over in
undisclosed locations. Multiple.
Ukrainish area.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That there, when he said that tells you the type of person he is.
Yeah. He's a very
I mean,
good-hearted. He's a good guy. He's got a big heart, in real life. I mean, I love him because he's very quirky. He jokes around. Like, you see how he messes around with Ron a little bit. He jokes around with him. It just works. Those two work perfectly
and
together.
I like when he sings. He's got a great sense of humor, like you said.
He plays the bagpipes too. He was at the NYPD
No
bagpipe.
way.
really?
Wow. He's a big secret. We gotta remember we are live on YouTube. We don't want to tell too many secrets.
No secrets. I said nothing wrong at all. I didn't say anything wrong.
No.
I think Ed is fantastic.
Yeah,
I think he's great.
That's
Listen,
why.
and Dennis could tell you this. If God forbid something tragic happened to one of our family members, you better believe it. I'd be calling Ed up. I'd say, Ron, call Ed now. I need him. Seriously. Privately, whatever it is, I need your help, your connections. I need you to find my missing loved one, whoever it may be. Because you know what? He's the teacher. Listen, he wrote the book, this man, on forensic technologies. I mean, he's the real deal. 100%.
Oh yeah.
He's the real deal.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
do like Forensic Fridays when they have them, or when they used to have them, and hope they get back into that, because that is something that it's really, because from my point of view, when I'm doing a case, I have to, like, you don't understand the way that what they're writing. Like, I was just watching a case in court, and they were saying the doctor's notes were there, but you couldn't understand them.
Right.
I mean, the doctor couldn't even understand them.
Yeah.
She goes,
something? Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know what it meant. It's like,
every time, and I mean this, every time that I'm in a Duty Run live stream and Ed is present and they're discussing forensics, it is such an education. I mean, this stuff that, it's unbelievable that it's a learning experience, really. If you're interested in that type of stuff, which I am, it's just it's music to my ears. I'm learning every single live stream they go live. Something new I'm learning.
Yeah.
And that's
what I love about YouTube as well, because YouTube, you can go on YouTube. I remember I bought a hose for the back garden, right?
Right.
And I had to put it all together, and my dad wasn't, and I bought a barbecue. The same, all these things that you have to put together nowadays. I don't know if they're always like that in America, but here a lot of things come packaged, probably because it's an island and a lot, but You can go on YouTube and just search how to.
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, it's amazing.
And that's why I think you guys should branch out and do different things, because you are fathers, you are people with a lot of experience in different genres of life. It's not, and I know they say you have to do one thing, but I don't think life is like that. Life isn't like that.
When you stop learning, that's when life is pretty much done.
Exactly.
It's like, Joe, you said when Ed talks, that's probably the only time in chat that I'm quiet, because I am learning so much. I've seen so much. I didn't handle as many things as he's done.
Of course.
But when that man talks, it's like,
so well
okay,
versed.
Like the MVAC system. It's like,
isn't that amazing?
What?
That MVAC, they suck the DNA through a vacuum. It's just incredible what and just imagine this. What we know, it's October 30th, 2023, right? Now, there are things that in the NYPD, that they don't even discuss. There's not even they don't talk about these things because they don't want to give the house secrets. You understand?
And I think we have to be responsible with that. And I'm the same. I try not to give, I don't want, it's not how decisions are made by the courts and stuff like that. It's about understanding the law. Because to me, I don't like if you give secrets, because then you're giving the criminal,
Of course. Well, I don't mean that. I mean the technology I'm talking about. The technology, like in other words, the MVAC system. Up until a certain point, I never heard of none of that. Nope. Nothing. Now all of a sudden it's everyone that's on YouTube that subscribes to Duty Run's channel knows what the MVAC system means and what it does and how they use it.
And what an amazing
creation. And I'm sure there are other techniques that maybe Ed is not talking about or mentioning. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but those secrets are secret right now for a reason.
I will tell you, Ed is so careful on the words he chooses.
Yes.
I pick up on it because of being retired, but he's so specific and so careful on how he says it. And I'm like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. And now just go somewhere else. And I'm like, but you're 100% right. It's like we were talking earlier about setting up like a safe word with your kids when you're out trick-or-treating.
Right.
And I brought up my old unit. And the reason why I brought it up is because it's been dismantled. So I can kind of share a few different things.
Right.
It's not going to hurt nobody, but it's the same thing what you're talking about. They're still going to keep a lot of stuff close to that vest because, if you turn around and some evil monster watches this stream and we're talking about this thing that we do with police departments, he steps aside and does it a different way.
Correct. But anyway, guys, I got to run. I hate to tell you that. I got to.
Well, we just about started. Well, we started to do our final thoughts and then we saw you come in. It's always a way. It's wonderful to have these chats, and like we say, but the prep to go live is what, 2 hours, Dennis?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking and having a good time, but it's what it's about. It's keeping the community and everything.
We were creating the entire time that we were talking about what we wanted to do, because there are some creators that will watch this after, and the one thing you can do once you've made something, so you create it,
right?
But if you don't do the thumbnails, and I mean, I thought this thumbnail that Dennis made was amazing, and so you've got to create the thumbnail, you've got to create, what you're going to talk about and keep it to that.
Description, everything. Karen, one thing I've learned too, and I just learned this maybe a few days ago, the hashtags do not belong in the description. The
Really?
hashtag belongs in the title.
In
So,
the
like,
title.
if your title is, it's got to be 100 characters, right? 100, I think, is the max.
I can't
You
remember.
have to put at least one hashtag, no more than 3, but 2's preferable. 2 in the title, not the description. I learned that on TubeBuddy. They're just talking about it.
Oh, okay.
See, but now I do vidIQ and what's the other?
TubeBuddy?
Oh, Nick Neiman.
No,
Nick Neiman? No.
Good.
Maybe I know it's vidIQ.
Yeah, vidIQ. I know.
And there's
about
two other people that I watch, and they're telling it's I guess everybody's flavor of the day. One's telling you to use 499 characters in your description, and the other one's like only use 3 hashtags. Then it's
Don't
like
use
make
more
sure
than 3 hashtags. Correct. Now, I've always used it. I'm sorry. I've always used it in the description after my description of whatever it is, and then I put 1, 2, 3 hashtags that relate to what the topic is, or the content is. But they're saying no. They're saying no. Put it in your title. This is coming from TubeBuddy. I'll send you the link to that. Robbie, thank you so much.
I've heard you put it, which I didn't do for this stream, but I've heard to put it in your description, 3 of them, and then they go on the bottom of your title. So they sit across your title.
Yeah,
I'll send you the link from the video that I saw.
Because
I seen one video they said that don't use 15, but no more than 15. YouTube will select the top 3 to go into your title, and then the other one's like put your 3 in your title. Don't use no more than 15. So I've been testing it, and it's kind of 50-50.
Guys, I can't crack the algorithm yet.
They go right underneath the title.
Okay.
But you got to put them in the description to get them under. And then when somebody goes on to the video, they will they only show a little bit. I think you have to be on a wide screen. I don't know.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to send Dennis, I'll send it to you, and I'll send it to Karen, the TubeBuddy,
all right,
thing where it tells you only use it in the title.
Yeah. That's really interesting. Yeah.
It's a science. It's a YouTube.
But everything changes on YouTube. Like
it changes a lot. It does. It really does. It's confusing.
I want to do a video.
A lot of people fail as content creators on YouTube. One, because they don't have the patience. That's number one. Yeah. No patience. They think it's instant gratification, instant everything. And that's not the way it takes consistency. It takes a study of the algorithm, which meaning, in other words, listen to the people on TubeBuddy and the people that kind of know. They don't tell you, they don't give you the top secret algorithm, how to beat it. Doesn't work like that. It just gives you a broad picture on what you really have to do.
So this is another thing I want to teach everybody, and I tell everybody to send me a WhatsApp or a thing. So here, it doesn't really show on this one, but there these little clicks on your shorts.
Right.
You put them on your short, so then when the person's done watching, they can click into your.
You know what it is, Karen?
It's video.
Right. It's a science. So in other words, it's a science for shorts. It's a science for long live streams. It's a science for people who only do video. It's a science for people. There's just so many genres.
You have to learn so much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
People can't read descriptions in the shorts, but now they're allowing for a little description, but a link directly into the long video. Thank you. And so anyway, I gotta
run. I'm sorry.
Sharing everything is a good idea for everybody.
I just want to say I want to thank everybody for hanging out. My good friend Karen Cole, and of course, retired Irish detective Dennis Desmond. Make sure you subscribe to both of their channels. They're amazing. They're good people, and if they weren't good, I wouldn't be with them. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you. And you know what?
We're
getting more people in the chat as we're leaving. That's always the way it is.
Is it? What do we got? Oh, wow,
I
of
just had
course.
a new person joining. But anyway, so we'll leave your link as well in the description.
Thank you.
In the description and in
Well,
the chat, in the regular
Go ahead.
chat. Because that's the other thing people have to do is they have to move your chat. I don't know if people saw this is a new thing on YouTube. Okay, let me just tell you this and then you can go.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so there is, let me just pull up this one for example. Oh no, I have to go to a live. Okay, so on a live video, what people have to realize is that, just a second. Okay, there. So you go to a live. So here's a live. The chat has 2 dots on it.
Right. No, you showed me this guy.
Yeah. One is a regular chat, and the other one, if you move it, is the live chat.
Right.
Okay, so that's a new feature that they just come out with. There's 2 little dots, see? So when you open a live, people, you will see those 2 little dots, and then you have to move it, get to a regular chat. So they're always changing stuff on YouTube. And us as creators, if we don't share this information, you know,
right,
what's the point? But it's so hard. Yeah. So anyway, we're all probably going to say goodbye, aren't we?
Yeah, I just added Joey's in there because I wasn't sure
Excellent.
if Samantha was part of Joey's community because I know Cheryl, Robbie, Allison, Lexi,
right.
they're all part of our community.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're good replayers. So excellent.
Yes.
I've had a really good time. And
I jumped in at the end, but I had a great time. And you know what? I'm going to do it again. And
yeah.
When it gets,
you can do it. People, just a minute. You can do it while we share it to your stream, so your viewers can, and then that way when there's replays,
my viewers are your viewers. Remember?
No, but it's about the replay, isn't it? It's about the replay. So then after we're done, then you get the hours because you're the one monetized, not us.
Well, it just happened. It took a long time. It took. Remember, I'm just going to say this really quick. So I wasn't consistent. Remember what I just said earlier about being consistent? If you're not consistent, meaning you're doing a live once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, you're not going to get there. It's just not going to happen. And then you got to share, and then you have to do what I'm doing right now, right? So we're all hanging out together. We're sharing.
Yeah.
I come. Hello, Allison. Good to see you.
Allison goes in. Hi, Allison. I hope you're feeling
good. I came from in 2015. I started on Periscope, right? And part of growing on Periscope was sharing. We used to say, "Good evening, everybody, and welcome to blah blah blah. We're in New York City. Before I start, make sure you share this out on your Twitter, because Twitter and Periscope were together."
Oh.
And then when you put in the right hashtags, Twitter, the algorithm would kick in right away, and I would have 500 people in.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I mean, it was, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of bots too, right?
Yeah.
But once you build a community on Periscope, it grew very fast. I mean, I had about 8,500 subscribers at one time, 9,000 subscribers I had. And I had a very big community. And that's where I met Ron, and I explained how I met Ron.
That's cool.
You know what? Then Periscope died, and I went to YouTube. Had nobody, and I told everybody on my Periscope community, come follow me on YouTube. It never happened because people are set in their ways, and they just won't follow you there for whatever the reasons. And some people did, but I just find that listen, when people admire you for your content, they will come to you.
Yeah.
But for whatever, but people are set in their ways, and sometimes they don't want to go to Twitch. They don't want to go to Facebook Live. They don't want to go to
It's something
Instagram.
new. It's like they don't understand.
Like, because it was very, I know I'm supposed to be going, but I'm explaining. Periscope was very easy. All you had to do was put a title in, 1 or 2 hashtags, and you press the red button, and everything is done automatically. It goes to your Twitter. Everything goes out.
You don't need all this.
Right. It was very simple. There's no description. There's nothing. Just a title.
Yeah.
Here on YouTube, it's a science. You have to do the head. You have to put a description. You have to put certain hashtags. You have to make sure you have multiple tags in there. You have to. There's so much. That thumbnail. There was no thumbnail. There was no such thing as a thumbnail on Periscope.
No. It's like, and both of us wanted to celebrate. I just hit 900.
Yes, congratulations. By God,
so I want to thank everybody.
I'm so happy.
That's amazing. And Gadsden wanted to say something as well. And
I cut him off. I have a terrible habit.
No, but he had. But this is what I love about these conversations, because we did our presentation at the beginning. So the replay viewers, that's it. They can watch the first 20 minutes and get everything they need to know. It was actually the first 33 minutes.
Right. Yeah, we did good tonight.
And then we started talking to our peoples, right? Our viewers. And that's what I said, lives have got to be about communication and building. And because I love it when I'm in your chat, Joey, I love it in Gadsden's chat, and we can say, hey, blah, 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 blah.
But you know what, Karen? This is how I learned. That's how come I grew so much on Periscope, because I learned from a David Osaka, a Florida Pete. Yeah. These guys were doing it a year before I was doing it.
Florida Pete did a really good live tonight that I want to go watch the replay on.
So I learned from the communication. Everything is about, Periscope was very fickle. You had to read every comment. You had to communicate with each and every individual.
Oh, okay.
You had to do your content and read the comments and answer them and make sure your content is on point, that you're not lying to the public. You're not making up a story. You have to, because they fact check you. You have to be accurate. Yeah. Being a live streamer is very difficult because you got to read comments. Your content's got to be on point. Everything must be perfect. Yeah. What bothers me the most, I got the rest covered. What bothers me is the signal issues. You're not.
That's the same with me. And this is why, because I have found if you have more people on the screen, where each of our things are supporting each other, I think, because I don't seem to have remember somebody came into Duty Ron's and just said, I just want to sit in the background because it's buffering so much. Yep. So she went on live, but just sat in the background so she could watch. And I missed half the words you were saying. And
that's right. Yeah.
You got cut off. Yeah. Right now you're on full. If I tell you my internet speeds right now, you'd be amazed. My download speeds is 800. My upload speeds are like 600. It's like almost 2 gigs of speed I have in my house. Wow. It's very fast.
Extremely it's good. Okay. Because you're talking to a woman who doesn't understand any of those things.
Okay. But remember this.
Is that really bad?
Download speeds mean nothing when you live stream. It means nothing. Yeah. Everything is about upload speed.
Yeah.
Now,
but that's why we took the time to do this stream properly, and we put everything so we didn't have to go on the internet, and because that's where it seems to go wrong. As soon as you go off grid and go onto the internet to find something. But Joey, you're in the perfect position because when you've run a big channel before and you know the ins and outs,
right?
YouTube is just, if you think about it, like fax machines, right?
Right.
Where you had a pigeon that used to bring it, and then you got fax machines.
Yeah.
And then you get.
The only experience I have, Karen, is how to live stream. That's it. Yeah, I'm not very technical.
I don't know how to live stream, and I don't know how to keep it.
So in other words, what we're doing is not it's live streaming, but it's not live streaming. It's podcasting. So we're communicating. It's like a Zoom call. What we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm not reading the chat, right? If I'm out in the street,
but I've been reading the chat and we've been putting them
I
in.
can't read it because I'm on
And
a
they're
mobile
talking to each other.
So I'll give you an example. So when you're live with a camera, a phone camera, okay, and you're walking and you're observing what your content has to be, right? You're telling a story, and you have to read all the comments. The hardest thing for me to read is when it's blazing sun out. The sun is blazing, and I can't. And I always say, I'm sorry, I apologize if I can't read the comments. I'll get back to you. I'll even duck down on my hands and knees and make shade just to read comments. It's why it's because this is the way I've learned. I've learned from the best in the world how to live stream, from a David Osaka. I mean, no better than that. The guy communicates. He's been all over the world live streaming. I learned from this guy. I learned from Florida Pete, very smooth. These are and other people I learned from. Real world-renowned live streamers.
We're talking.
We were the pioneers, yes.
But what we're talking about is generated as well through the chat, right? So when and if we don't show the comment, then maybe somebody won't know why we transitioned to a different subject as well. So like we transitioned to your crab. What do you do with it after you cook it? Because in the chat was right,
and that takes skill. Let me say this too. So when you live stream, right, you don't hear anything. You don't hear the conversation.
No.
You have to interpret when people comment written. So your videotape, your live stream, and you're reading the comments. You have to engage with each and every individual. That's not easy to do. That takes
and this is and to me this is too hard to do when I'm by myself, right? Like, and
see what I'm saying? That's exactly what I'm saying. It's not easy to do it, but you could do it, Karen. You're a pro. You can do it.
Well, no, I'm not a pro.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
I have to, you see, because I'm at the age where I can forget things easily, right? and get off topic.
Hello, I'm banging on the door too. I mean, listen.
I'm already there, and I'm only.
I've been doing that. And this is why Duty Ron is so good. Like, I learned so much from him.
Oh, Ron's a pro too, man.
Because he's and when he showed his screen the other day, I thought, oh, I'm going to have to get another ladder. It's like, but only you guys in the chat will know what that means.
And then you have to be a camera person, a camera woman, cameraman. You have to frame the shot the proper way. There's a whole.
I went out and did a whole, because Fred West, a serial person that unlifed a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
It's not very far from where I used to work.
Right.
So I went out and filmed all that. I've got a great film, but I can't figure out a way to upload it, like, because it's too long. So I have to get something that will put it on my computer, like with a. Oh, why am I echoing?
You're not echoing.
Oh, okay. So I think what I have to do, and these are all the little questions that, because I don't know, I can either spend 3 hours.
Right. I'm listening to you. Go ahead. It's just that, like, you're telling me about uploading from a computer into YouTube. That's not my expertise. That's not my expertise. Yeah.
I videoed it. I clipped it together. It's really good, but I can't figure out how to put it onto my computer so that I can share it on StreamYard. And
wait, hold on. You have a video that's downloaded on your phone. Is that what you're telling me?
I took it myself, so it's a video I made going down the area of Fred West, going all around the area, looking at the house, looking at.
So you want to upload it to YouTube? Is that what you want to do?
No, I can do that easily. That's easy. I can do that. I can create that. But to put it on StreamYard, it's too long.
Don't know about that one.
Right?
StreamYard, yeah.
Wait,
I don't know.
Okay.
And we need
so you want to do a
Josh? Where? Josh.
You want to do a live on StreamYard, but you want to be able to pull the video up and talk through it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what you're gonna do is
All right, guys. I'm sorry. I gotta go.
Okay.
I love you guys. I gotta go.
All right, Joey.
Okay. Peace. Yeah.
You're gonna use transfer big files. You create an account with it. It's free. I'll email you the details.
Okay.
So you create the file, you send it to yourself, store it on your computer, and then you go to present, like you would share a screen.
Yeah.
And you just click the video file, and then you could pull it up.
Yeah. And Life on YouTube and Axe, he's an English person as well in England. And I'm sure he knows how to do that as well, because so you see it. But when you're creating people, I have all these ideas, I have this ready to go, but then I can't find the one thing I need, or I can't figure out the one thing I need to do it. And because I'm not expert on StreamYard, I find it so hard. So this is why I want to, we both said we want to practice, and so you're kind of, our chat is our practice, like helping us, because that's what we want. We want a community, don't we? It's like, thank you, Joey, so much for coming in, and everybody's saying bye-bye, and Trista stuff. Thank you, Trish. Bye. So I think we'll give you last words, because it's your kind of stream, and then I'm a co-host. We're co-hosting.
We're both co-hosting.
Yeah, we're both.
Right.
It's weird to understand it.
I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you, each and every one of you. I always say that on the end of my videos, and truly mean it, that you take the time out to watch our content or join us on a live and hear us ramble on for, what do we got? 2 hours and 45 minutes.
We said we were going to be like an hour. Oops.
Really appreciate you joining us.
Time goes by when you're having fun. And Samantha, oh my gosh, you always come up with the greatest. You are, and Trish, don't worry, I'm having a hard time with live as well. And Samantha, thanks for all your support. Amazing. And we'll go through these, and Trish, me too. And Legal Minded Friends will record your video on to your computer, and then I know, record. I need to get it on my computer.
I'll send you. It's transfer big files,
and that will be
absolutely.
That will be that, and then I can finally make my Fred West video, because I did
That's how I send anything from my phone to my computer. It's great. I don't have to plug my phone in. Yeah.
Oh, and the other thing with StreamYard, it's wonderful. I mean, I like StreamYard. I just don't know how to use it properly. The other thing is
you can
record a video, send it to yourself, and then I can put all the flying things into it, which would be really cool. I've done one like that. But
all right, I'll show you. Let's do something. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Okay, guys, we're gonna do something cool.
Trying to see if I have a short that I can pull up real quick to kind of give you an idea.
My eyes are going like this because it's bright lights on your face. I could never be a movie star.
Let's see. What do we got?
I'm watching the Elvis. I don't know if anybody saw it on Prime. It's called The Loving Elvis. And wow.
All right, let's see how this works. All right, tonight we got a quick, fast, easy recipe. Okay. Leftover chicken from roasting chicken the other day. So we're gonna make chicken quesadillas with cheddar cheese. All right, let's get into it. And the way I do it.
Oh, look at that.
I'll brown a little bit one side of the quesadilla.
Can you make it bigger?
Take it out, throw the next side in. Let's see. And then I'll start putting my cheese and chicken on there. Well, this is just a short, so it's not going to be big.
But look at how he does that. Oh, I love those. We used to get those at university.
Just keep it there until it browns a little bit, then you flip it, wait for the cheese to melt, boom. There you go. There's chicken quesadillas. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button.
I love that.
Please subscribe to the channel. Turn your notifications on. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you.
That was,
So
you know what? I love those, and I happen to have some with me tonight. So those are just amazing videos that you've been creating. Yeah, I'm just impressed with all that you're creating, and especially when you're outside and you do these Zoom, like it's really fast.
You talking about the drones?
Yeah, and it was like, oh yeah, and as a creator, and there's lots of creators that are watching us, right? And even if you're not a creator, what makes it interesting when you're watching something, right? You're not bored, and you got to remember, we are doing this, us little people, like with no background in technology. It's like so amazing.
Well, like I want to do a video and show everybody, like for the drone footage, what we have to do to fly a drone. There's a bunch of different apps, different things we have to look at and hook up and check just to get the drone in the air.
Yeah.
You know, and then I got all these cases here. It was just my electronic equipment that I've purchased to create for YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of stuff.
And we're going to talk about that, because anything that I can get better, I want to. And Trish does stuff, honestly. If you're in my chat, I don't mind people putting their own links in. If I know that, you know, if as long as it's a decent channel, I don't want any weird stuff. But
oh, wrong one.
Yeah, so Trish can do that. I've seen Trish does stuff, and she does amazing stuff. So definitely.
Well, happy birthday, Trish.
I know, 68 in 2 weeks. I can't believe it. You don't look it. Oh my gosh. Really good.
So Trish, me and my how do I say it, channel partner, Mr. Bill, we are both federally licensed Part 107 drone license, and we do incredible aerial footage with our drones.
Oh.
So if you love drone footage, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate if you did.
She does. She loves it. Happy birthday, Trish. Yeah.
So what Karen is saying is, if we trust you enough to tell you to put a link for your channel in one of our lives, or you know, it's because of the community. We're trying to create a nice community to support each other.
Yeah.
That's like with Joeybklyn here.
Oh,
when he goes live, we have such a great community. Lexi, Cheryl, they'll tell you our community is fantastic.
Yeah, because see, it's a bit different when you're like Duty Ron or a big channel. What happens is you produce shows, but then it's pretty much the show. And then you have what's called as a members only. So that's when you do this kind of a chit chat. We're not big enough to do that, and we're still trying to build everything. So we're doing more like we do something for replayers, and then our chit chats are at the back end of it, the couple hours, and we get to know each other. We get to know you. You get to know us. We share information so that we can all be better people, better creators, better enjoy stuff better as well.
It's supporting each other, you know,
yeah,
just showing support through YouTube. And if we can help other creators or they can help us, that's what it's about, the community.
Yeah. And we just got a couple of nice compliments there. Your community is fantastic. Yeah, Dennis is the same. He's got an amazing community. I mean, I had a question for you the other day, and you came back with, that's a really good idea, Karen, about doing something. And that's what we want too. We want people to give us what you're interested in. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because it's all about, I think ever since COVID, isn't it? It's like, you know,
Well, I
it's
mean, my channel is only, was it May, the middle of May? You know, so
yeah. There, she just
it's
said it.
it's
Lexi
still
just said it.
baby.
That's perfect. It's like a backyard get together. It's
Yeah,
exactly,
exactly. It is.
absolutely.
True crime and craft. That is awesome. That's awesome.
No. And it's just to have
Yeah.
like a subject, because normally when you get together with friends, you say, oh, we'll get together, and then something happens and you don't find the time. And by the time you drive there and drive back, you've spent 3 hours and you've only seen the person for an hour. We can all turn on our phones and we're together. And if you
Yeah.
can't be with us at that moment, there's plenty of shows I watch on the replay while I'm cooking, while I'm doing my laundry, and yeah, it's nice to know we're not the only ones out there. I love that crowd. Absolutely support. And we can't wait for your hog.
Yeah.
Your hog one will be amazing with your daughter. Yeah, that's what we
Yeah,
have to look forward to.
well, what I'm gonna do is, and I have to be careful. I mean, I'm not monetized yet, but I'm still gonna be careful. So I'm gonna attempt to go live,
Yeah.
and then if I have to cut it off short because of animals being in front of us, I'll probably bring the camera up and show everybody. But if I'm going to harvest an animal, I'm gonna end the stream or put the camera down.
Yeah.
So then, of course, I'll have the hunting videos after, but I would like to bring everybody in the woods with me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's gonna be the
that's an
plan.
experience that I've never experienced. Even when my dad took us fishing, I couldn't put the little worm or anything on the he had to do everything. But it's like mountain climbing. I love watching Everest, and that's what it is for me. It's watching real life, real situations. And I mean, look at all the people that get hurt doing these things. And if
Mhm.
you can show them the right way, and like, make sure you carry, a med pack with you. Make sure you've got emergency things, that because you just never know what will happen, right? You could get bit
Well,
by something.
I go to the same guy I've been using for 10 years to go hunting. I'm not big on public land because you have yahoos that'll shoot anything that move.
Oh yeah.
So I go to private property. I've been
Yeah.
going there almost 10 years.
Yeah.
But my daughter's gonna hunt by herself. I have to babysit her boyfriend, my grandson's father, because he's never been hunting,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So I at least get to teach him all my tricks and tips and trade secrets of hunting. But it should be good. It'll be fun.
Oh no.
I'll make it educational. If I can go
Yeah.
live and the signal's good, I'll turn it into an
And that's what it's about.
educational.
And that's
Yes.
what our stream tonight was about. It was about education. I hope everybody's learned something from it. Obviously, this is a longer stream at the end of it, but the beginning people will get.
Well, Trish, if you subscribe to my channel, if you would like, I am going hog hunting in the next 2 weeks, and I am going to be doing the field dressing, processing, the whole 9 yards on hogs in Florida.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I could do a
Wow.
whole educational on that too. You'll see me and Mr. Bill doing the processing in my kitchen, showing you how to cut, turn it into chopped meat, and how we do our whole process. So it's going to be very interesting.
And remember when Joey said he didn't know if people would want to know what happens after you catch the crab. And that's definitely something I would like. And how you make linguine crab sauce or whatever, right? And that's why when you did your pulled pork, or when you do your stuffed lobster, I found that like really, it encouraged me with ideas. and sometimes that's what you get out of it, isn't it? Is an idea. So thank you, everybody.
I mean, I have a short for that's the name of the channel right there. Why can't I just put a link? Trish,
no,
that's
you
the
have
name
to
of the
put
channel.
it in the chat. The link has to go in the proper in the chat.
All right, let me see if I can.
Oh, wait a minute. I have to do it for my people. Just a minute. I'll do it for my people, right? Because your chat already has your link.
Okay, and I think everybody that's here is definitely on yours. Let me see.
Yeah, so don't worry about that. They can find me. So now I have to go to your chat and then click the link, share, and then I have to put that in my chat. Yeah. Yeah, it's all getting used to all this weird stuff.
Thank you, Trish.
There.
I think
that's a really good point there.
Waiting for it to register because I do believe, Trish, that you are number 900.
No way. So we both reached 900 today.
I think so. I'm waiting for it to kick in.
It's in the chat, guys. Oh my gosh, that's going to be amazing. We both hit 900. This was meant to be.
I think so, because I've been at $8.99 for most of the day.
Give her a minute. I just put in the link. They have to click it. I just put in the link, people. So there's 4 people in my chat, and maybe a couple of them haven't. And they can. I got it from the info below. Oh, because I put it in there. Yeah. So that's great. Oh my God, on mine, it's stuck on my head being down. Isn't that weird? Well, I don't know. It must be weird. It's weird.
No, there is a lag because I have the other screen up, so I'm monitoring the web page so I can see the chat, what's going on.
Lexi's saying, yay, you did it.
Is it? Oh, that's awesome.
Maybe you have to refresh.
Let's try.
Okay, she just subbed, so you have to be there.
There it is, 900. Thank you, Trish.
Oh my God, we both got 900 on the same day. That's
awesome. I appreciate it so much.
Oh my gosh, thanks, Trish. That is. Now I wish we had stars and bangles to go up.
I don't have the buttons like Ron has.
I know. We need Ron's buttons. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, wow. Both of us at the same time. Gadsden, this was meant to be. We were meant to do this stream today.
Absolutely.
The same. I was stuck at like 600 and something for forever. It just seemed like, but I thought, oh my God. It's like, is YouTube worth it? And I saw another creator saying the same thing. He just says, oh, I just don't know. I want to give up. It's like, and you're almost at 100, Trish. Okay, well, let's get Trish up there. That is great. Yeah, that is great. Trish, we're going to get you up there too. And flash your lamp. So, okay. That's great. I'm happy for the both of you. Next stop 1,000. Absolutely. And we got to get you to 200. I always think of it as in hundreds, right? Our next. Oh, we can't hear you. Gadsden.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Trish, what is the name of your channel? Because I can get you 2 subscriptions right now.
Oh, there you go. She can. I need better.
You're gonna start off with the basics. If you go back on my channel now that you're a sub, look at my first video compared to what I'm putting out now. It's not a million times better, but it's an improvement.
So if Trish once she makes a comment on your channel. Now I'm just trying to get her up there too. The stuff. There she is. Yes, so I subscribed and she's got 98 subscribers. Yes, we need her to get to. So if I put this, I will text it on if I put it in my chat, you can still get it, can't you? Yeah, you can.
No,
you can get both chats, right?
Okay. I think so. We'll find it.
I know how I can do it. Forget that. I got a better idea. Ideas are coming. Put you full screen so you guys don't see my head bending.
Almost. She's got one. I just did it on Retired Irish Detective.
Oh, you found her channel.
Yep. And now she's going to get her 100.
Ooh-wee. Trish, you're there. Woo-woo. Yes. Samantha's got that right. I don't know.
All right, Trish, you should be at 100.
And Lexi, let's do a refresh for her. Lexi's gonna sub after dinner. Look at that. We're just feeling so grateful. We have to spread the love because we are at 900. Hey,
Cheryl, you don't have content, do you?
She's got 100.
Let's see.
People. There it is.
Cheryl, you got 13 now.
Look at that. Cheryl.
Listen,
did you see
any
it?
one of you want to start a channel, there it is.
Woo-woo.
I'll support anyone. I'll help you start. I mean, I'm brand new, but I'll help anybody get going.
Yeah. And look at these beautiful things she does.
Well, Trish, if you wanted to, you could actually go live now.
Honestly, look at these beautiful crafts.
Or crochets? Is that what those are?
I think they're studs and stuff. Like diamonds.
Oh, wow.
Actually, it should.
Well, I think she can go live now if you actually wanted to, right? Because you have 100 subs now. I think that's what it was.
You need 100 subs to go live. So StreamYard is free, Trish, for
diamond painting. Huh, okay. I'm gonna have to check that out, definitely.
Okay.
Cheryl, you actually have 12. I think you got 13 now because I just subbed to you because
I didn't know we should sub to Lexi.
Listen, Lexi and Cheryl support every one of us. They are always in the streams.
They have channels. Well,
you have to have a channel.
Lexi's a mod for me. Anyway, I'll look up that later. We've got to go. 3 hours. 900. Well done, you. Well done, me. Well done, everyone. Trish, I'm so excited we got you to the 200, and I'll look at your stuff. I looked at some a little bit earlier, and we're definitely like to support each other because we all have something to offer, don't we?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, we don't get to this age without having something to offer, right?
I mean, it's it's your experience, your education. That's what I'm doing my channel on, my experience, my training. That's what it's about, supporting, creating a community. Creating our own community and sharing that, and helping to educate people if we can. That's what it's all about.
And we'll do the same when we get members. We'll do like members only so that people can come up on and chat, and we'll have because and I was talking to Joey about this the other day about having philosophy conversations and things like deep, meaningful conversations, because sometimes decision making in life, it's just nice to see how other people process. Like you just had surgery, right? And your neck is hurting.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
how do you process that? Like, how do you go to get up every day and to not get depressed and have stress and push through it all? And so to me, it's not just legal. Like legal is fine. That's my way in, you could say,
You
but
know,
that's not, if that makes sense.
that is a great point that we could do a live on. That is
Mm.
perfect because there is so much. I need to be careful with my words here. There are a lot of people that have mental
Suffering.
health issues,
Yeah.
right,
And
and
suffering.
suffering. And one of our stories, how we deal with an injury, could help this person push through.
And that's,
Yeah.
I a long time ago, I said, I just want to give a visual to legal stuff. So that's the legal stuff. But you can't, until you get a cross section of people, it's hard to do, and that's exactly what it's like when somebody calls me for legal advice and legal information. I get to know almost a whole person's life because they're
Right.
going through so much stress. So they need someone they can trust. They need someone that understands what they're going through, that believes them. And then I say, okay, I believe you, but how am I going to get others to believe you? And that's how I then introduce evidence. And then
Right.
when we get evidence, I'll say, okay, well, that evidence might mean something to that person. To a judge, it's going to mean something. So, or to somebody else, it might mean something else. So we have to spell out things because everybody brings their own. It's like a painting, right?
Yes,
They
it
bring,
is.
you look at a painting, you see what you, so I've always thought of Legal Minded Friends, the YouTube channel, as it's got the why me, the who knew, and the legal information and stuff like that. But it's to try to give so that whatever problem you're going through, you can think your way through it because it all starts up here before it gets to here. Once it gets to here, then you need to change the up there as well because it's all a big figure eight, isn't it? It's all a big
Well,
infinity.
yeah, I mean, it's a big circle. I mean, if people have heartache that lost someone or a breakup or
Oh,
something,
yeah.
then it starts eating away at their mind, and their mind goes, and then
Yeah, and you don't
it
think you're
just
worth
crumbles.
anything. And what about your dog? Your dog just had surgery. That's emotional. Like our
Yeah.
babies,
Oh,
our
that's not
furry
her.
babies are they are our family. And so there
So
is so much to
I've been
talk.
sleeping on the floor for the last 6 weeks on an air mattress, and she popped it because she's
Yeah,
not allowed to climb and nothing. But
yeah,
because of my neck, I had to go
yeah.
back to bed. So
Okay.
it's like now it's like trying to
Yeah,
you see them kind of trying to stretch.
yeah. It's like when our kids
We
were
have
little and they wake
two
up with
cats
a
here
nightmare.
too.
Yeah. Our kids wake up with a nightmare and you say, okay, I'm gonna lay with you for a few minutes and then you have to get to sleep, you know. And and
Yeah, it's
and when you think about it, Halloween is probably pretty scary for little kids.
well, yeah. I mean, what who do we have left? I know people have left. I mean, it comes down to being safe. And Alexi, I'm probably gonna get a thumbs up from you. I know it. I'm not cutting you out, Cheryl, but you got to be prepared. You got to train. You got to get the training. You need to be prepared. It's
Yeah.
you. You got to be able to protect yourself and family. That's the bottom line. I it's
Okay, Lexi, we are gonna say
yes.
goodbye because if we don't say goodbye, we'll be on for
We'll
another
move on
2 hours.
3 hours.
So, and I'm sure
Oh,
it's like if I went over to my grandma's house and to have lunch, I knew I would have to have most of the afternoon off.
I know. We'll just keep going. I mean, Cheryl and Lexi, they're not going to leave. They'll fall asleep here and remain in chat. Sam, I don't know you well enough. I know Cheryl and Lexi, they're in all of our community chats, so I don't
It's
want to
like when
cut
I
you
first
out of it,
started
but I
watching
know.
Judy Ron, I used to, I
Oh,
just love to hear him talk. I love the accent. I love the way he thinks. Yeah. And when you, and Joey's the same. I love the way Joey thinks. And and you're the same. So when you meet people that you think, wow, I like the way they think, they're my kind of people. And nowadays we are so divided. We don't know who are our type of people anymore. It's like weird. Who would have ever thought we'd have to say something like that? It's ridiculous.
I really want to give, because you asked me about it, and I know Cheryl and Lexi are very interested in it. You know what? Now I'm going to wait because me and Bill are going to do a live.
Okay.
I was going to give you a little
Taster.
Yeah.
Wait for Bill. Tell Bill to
No.
come on, and if he won't, I'll do the live with you, and I'll do Bill's part.
You asked about the ammo. I finally did the ammo video today, but I connected it into. I'm not going to use the word because I know it's crushing my channel right now. The last video I did.
Yeah, no words like that.
The weapon that's been talked about that's recently on the news is all added into our video. So
it is a good understanding.
I think it's going to get more in depth into it because, like I said, I pre-recorded the video so we can go live with it. So I'm not actually touching the guns. So it's going to get a little bit more involved, and I have a test.
But it's education about that, and it's better to. I know a lot of YouTubers that, because we're not monetized, but once you get monetized, then you really have to be careful about all that. And we're past the hour of children being up. But the thing is, some people still spell out things or they just don't say them. And and that has my concern as well for society, because are we softening what should be scary, right? What should be scary and warnings and everything, are we softening so that it's like it doesn't have that impact? And once you start doing that, the slippery slope just gets, because trust me, the world isn't going to change overnight. You're not going to change 5,000 years of the way humans have behaved, right?
No, you're not. All right, I'm going to give a quick teaser on this.
Oh boy. Don't show anything.
That's all you're getting. That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the teaser for the live coming up in the next day or two.
Look.
I hope you caught it, because that's
and
it.
There's my teaser, criminal law.
There's a test involved with that little video clip you've seen too. I wonder who's going to get it right.
So he can do that, and I'll tell you how many years you'll get in prison for it. When it all goes wrong.
No, Cheryl. Nope. I did it specifically because you asked. That's it. You missed it.
No, we don't do it again.
Did you really miss it?
No, don't do that one. Don't do that one.
That's fine.
No,
that's fine. There's nothing on YouTube about that.
Yeah. So I can end, and then you can keep talking with it.
No, I'm good. No, I mean, we're
we
going on
don't
almost
want to
3.5
change
hours.
this to something that it isn't, and then that way people can get really.
How'd you? Really, you missed that? Seriously? I just deleted it. I can't show it no more.
Watch it. She can watch it again.
I took it off.
Yeah, but she can watch it again. That's great. But it's all about education, and that's what I learned the other day from the video you were talking about, and it made me feel a little bit easier, because I know the baddies have to make a pretty good effort to be baddies, right? It doesn't come easy. So, and I think that's the one thing you taught me, is that It really has to rewind. Okay, I gotta go. It's like
I know.
3:30 here.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh wow.
Okay, and it's really like 4:30 because we just put our hours back.
You just said that's right. And next week is ours set back.
I'm starting to get giddy.
Cheryl, I promise it will be maybe not tomorrow night because it's Halloween. Let's
Oh
push
my
for
God, you've got a fan club.
Wednesday or Thursday night. Me and Bill will go live and explain that whole video.
Yeah, yeah.
We have to be careful because I mean we're not
Honestly,
monetized yet, but
Cheryl
all right.
saying, honestly, okay. Okay. Okay.
It is very late for Miss Karen Cole
Yeah,
here.
I gotta go to bed.
It's kind of past my bedtime too, but
Okay. Night, everybody. And it was really
night.
wonderful to talk. Yeah. Bye. Prayers, peace, and be safe tomorrow or today, I guess, when the kiddies go out. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to say, please be safe. Watch your six. I have to say it because Ed is not here to say it. Be prepared. Be trained. Very important. Thank you again for everybody for being here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Cheryl, it is 3. Oh no, I keep looking at that. Actually, we've been on for 3:20, 3 hours and 20 seconds, and it is 3:20 on the watch. Wait, I don't know if you guys can see the watch. It says
Hold on, let's see
3:20.
if there it is. Look at that.
There's too many
That's it. We got to go.
That's a lot of coincidences today. 900,
900, 320. Yep.
Yeah. And look at it, 3:21. Perfect time, Dad. Okay. Night.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Bye. Bye. I think you got to hit the